Who hit the button? Somebody hit the button.
You
Anyways,
gotta
we're
keep
here.
going.
What?
Go ahead, yeah, go ahead.
Keep
All right.
going.
All right. Anyways, hello all. We're here. We're Ricky's with us tonight, so we will be talking. What was the name of that stupid thing?
Redemption.
Redemption. I'm still half asleep. Talking about Redemption. We're also going to talk some business. We're going to talk some WWE business, some AEW business. I don't know. I didn't see the full list. Did you put the Janelle Grant stuff up there too?
Well,
I didn't
just
put that
meant
on there.
in general, but yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
kind of a big story.
I have a whole WWE section. Can we cover it when we get to that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's start with the pay-per-view, Redemption, that we just had. Markeem said something before we started. He said, I think it was Markeem, maybe it was somebody else, but they said that probably a lot of our thoughts are probably similar when it comes to this show here. So my first question, it seems like the consensus is that this pay-per-view is on the lower end scale of AEW pay-per-views, and I'm just curious on what everybody, after seeing the pay-per-view, where would you put it in the pantheon of AEW pay-per-views?
I'm not the person to ask somebody else to.
I mean, just from what you've seen,
I
yeah.
mean, you've seen all the paper, but I would. It's not like. It was a good pay-per-view, but the problem with a good AEW pay-per-view is that puts it like near the bottom. I don't think it was like bad by any stretch of the imagination, or just okay. Like the worst AEW pay-per-views were just okay, so it was better than that. So
The one I had the least amount of fun watching was All Out 2020. That was like deep pandemic.
yeah.
So someone even mentioned that even if you go back and you look at those 2020 AEW pay-per-views, like pre their 2021 boom, a lot of them don't age as well as you might think. There's a lot of like not that great acts that take up a lot of matches on the card.
Yeah.
And the spoiling that we've had like the last 3 years or so.
The first year is a lot like that too.
Yeah, it's like even by like not just by wrestling standards, even by AEW standards in the beginnings. Some of these shows, the lesser shows now, still stand out compared to shows from back then. I mean, it is on the lower level. I think that's fine though. It is what it is. No one had that much hype going in. I have a take that I've kind of been microwaving for a while now that I think it's really hard for these like microwave shows on the B shows to be those special shows that everyone remembers. I don't think it's a coincidence that the shows everybody loves every year are like All In, Revolution, and Double or Nothing the last 2 years. Those are shows that get a lot of time to build the pay-per-view. Those are shows that have stakes up and down the matches for each of those shows, especially with the Owen Hart tournament matches being more relevant in the last 2 years at Double or Nothing. I think it's hard for these 4-week, 3-week built shows to get to those levels because no matter as people might think this is an action company, it's still always going to be a story company too at the same time. I think that's why Double or Nothing is
They
so
don't have
revered.
stories. What are you talking about, Ricky? They don't have stories.
Of
They
course.
don't have stories.
Well, as the grifters might tell you, that's what the joke I made in the Discord is that this pay-per-view is actually kind of like what Jim Cornette thinks all pay-per-views are, like just a bunch of stuff thrown together to fill a good card. And I think the reason why shows like Double or Nothing get so over, and Revolution this year, we talked about this for both those shows, you have main event acts that are taking place in the opener. Second from the top, third from the top, middle of the card. Like Moxley's matches always feel like a big deal. And those are never closing the show. The Young Bucks match against FTR that opened Revolution felt ginormous. You know, and like Cope and Christian against FTR opening Double or Nothing. You have these like really important acts that are not just in the last 2 matches. And I think on these kind of shows, it's hard. They tried with the Bucks, Mox and Ospreay thing, but in general, it's hard to get that level of importance up and down the card on these like quick builds. And I think it's not a coincidence that Dynasty, Redemption Now, Wrestle Dream the last few years, like at that first year they had a bunch of New Japan talent, but the last 2 years Wrestle Dream's been kind of hit or miss. I don't think it's a coincidence that those shows don't stand out as much as the really well-built shows like Revolution, All In, Double or Nothing. And I think just in general, I think these shows kind of have a ceiling. There's only so good the 3-week built pay-per-view can be, even in AEW. But I think even by that standard, this is obviously below that, in part because when you have a middle of the show that was as bad as the middle of this show was, I think it stands out more when the show's 5 hours long. And we'll get to it, but I think when the show's 5 hours, I think you have less tolerance for the shit when the pay-per-view's 5 hours instead of 4 hours. Like, I think it stands out more that we spent like an hour and a half like not having fun versus like 30 minutes not having fun. You know what I mean?
And it wasn't hyperbolic shit. These were the 2 worst matches ever to occur on a AEW pay-per-view back to back.
I wouldn't agree with that, but we'll talk about it.
I would, yeah.
That's because you high.
No, I wouldn't agree with that either. I will say that one of the things that, and I was thinking about this, one of the things that I think is weird about AEW pay-per-views is that I do feel like more of the top acts need to be up and down the cards on the pay-per-views. They don't have to be on TV, but this is one of the things, like when I was thinking about this, like I wish there was a, we did the top
My
10.
World's supposed to be a top act now, Josh.
Let me finish. Like I wish we had like the top 10 rankings and they meant something, and you use that as a tool to make sure you don't do cheap booking and you keep your booking honest, and that way you can have just a random match with 2 semi-main eventers or main eventers that have stakes, because okay, this is a match that isn't for a title, isn't for anything. It's just 2 guys having a match, and one of these guys is going to move up in the rankings, and one of these guys is going to move down in the rankings. And you can do that with tag teams. You can do that with whatever, and it allows you to put more of the upper echelon of the people on the shows without any real storylines, without any of those things. And I think it would flesh out these pay-per-views better. Because, yeah, we had a lot of stuff on this. I felt like we had a lot of stuff on this pay-per-view that didn't need to be on pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. Some of it delivered. Some of it didn't. But you had a lot of stuff that didn't need to be. Yeah, we can talk about that. But, yeah, that's kind of one of the things I noticed kind of watching that, to add to Ricky's point.
So then, looking at the pay-per-view before we start to go into it, is there anything in regard, because a lot of people say this is like a throwaway pay-per-view and whatnot. I don't necessarily agree with that, but is there anything that you take away, like one specific thing that you take away from this pay-per-view kind of going forward?
I think if these shows are going to
angle.
Well, but in general, in terms of how we build these pay-per-views, like if these shows are always going to be 5 hours, I think people, when it's a Revolution quality card, when it's an All-In quality card, when it's a Double or Nothing quality card, I think the 5 hours is fine. I think when you have cards like this, I think the 5 hours is tough, because then these mid-card matches that no one cares that much about, that don't have that stakes, they're now going 17 minutes, 18 minutes, when they should be going 10 or 11. Right. And that, the people out there, that is a significant difference over the course of a show. Right. Like, it was so refreshing to me when I watched the pre-show match earlier today that I will talk about. That match is only 12 minutes, but it feels there's just so much life to that match, because if everything's to the point, it doesn't feel like we're just stretching time and wasting time like a lot of these mid-card matches had later on in the show. And I feel like the overall quality of a show loses out on that when every match has to go 16 plus, and when you don't have the main event level stories, like Josh was saying, up and down the card, then giving Sheeta and Maya World 16 plus or the Dogs match 16 plus, it just stands out as like, this is too much time with a crowd that's not that interested, and it drains from the life of the show. That's a lesson I think when they're going to microwave these pay-per-views, I actually will take back my earlier take that I said, like in prior shows, I said, I don't care about the shows being long as long as they don't cross midnight. I will revise that. When the build is this microwaved, these shows probably shouldn't go 5 hours, because I don't think they have the depth of the card to go 5 hours.
I feel what you're saying there, yeah.
Should go 3.5.
I think 4 is fine, honestly. For me personally, the thing that I took away from this is I think I'm ready to call Kyle Fletcher my favorite wrestler right now. Just because every time this guy has a big time match, he delivers. I went back and just started thinking about all the people he's been in the ring with, and he has chemistry with every single person, like great chemistry with all these people they put him into the ring with.
Lee Johnson.
He's super, not super young, but I mean, definitely he's not in his prime or anything at all. So that's what I took away from this. Like, again, anytime he has a big time match, I'm locked in on it for sure.
I was gonna say Kyle Fletcher, and also I think that Knight definitely showed up more than I thought. What? I'm just saying that I think that even more than I thought he was going to. So he looked like he belonged for the most part, and that's important.
Stuff to say about.
Go ahead.
them when we get to their matches. Well, I have stuff to say about them when we get to their matches, rather than do it all now.
Do you see this being a pay-per-view going forward? Like next year, do you see them having
Oh
a
yeah.
show?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So, looking at next year, how do you improve on the importance of this show when it's right before the biggest show of the year?
Well, the thing we have to remember is that the original main event for this show was supposed to be Omega MJF, but he could not make it here because he's too hurt. Like that match, it would have been a completely different build with that main event, but he was too hurt. He's taking time off. We don't know if that situation is going to occur again if like their planned main event falls through. So that's one thing we have to keep in context.
Would it be better to have the Owen Hart finals on this show?
No.
Mm-mm.
None of it's occurring this close to all.
Especially with the damn ticket sales they've done.
I'm just saying. But the ticket sales really didn't go off until the Dynamite
match.
That's
Whatever the main event for Wembley is, depending on the year, I think that's how you do it. That's just me. Because something like this definitely needed a little bit of time to cook. But like, let's say if it's like a bunch of people that could challenge, like a bunch of credible challengers for the world title, there's no harm in doing it in July. It really all depends on the challenger. So I don't think Josh is wrong, honestly. That could work.
Well, I think what they could have done, they hit on this a little bit on commentary and in the countdown, but I think if you want to, like to Brandon's point about how you theme, I guess, this pay-per-view, I think this pay-per-view, you should sell it on, this is your last chance to get what you want before the biggest show of the year. So I think the best logic for that is probably a lot of title matches, which they do on most shows, but maybe make it a priority, like without using the words Night of Champions, of course, but like really emphasize that, like, if you really want to win the international, if you want to go into All In as the international champion, this is your last chance. If you want to go into All In as the tag champs, this is your last chance. This is your last chance to get everything you want before All In. Like emphasizing that nature.
I was gonna say, to kind of piggyback off Kid, one thing that company does that I hate, that I'll probably talk about later. The one thing they used to do really well, they used to do that well with No Way Out back in the day, where like this is your last chance to do what you want to do before WrestleMania,
or a reverse Backlash.
Yeah.
You know, like because Backlash was always this is the first pay-per-view. This is all the after effects of WrestleMania. Kind of a reverse of that of this is for WrestleMania. So
and you kind of and this, like, what they could do if they follow through what they did well in this show. Like, you're always leaving the show with 4 announced matches for All In. They're going to put it on the graphic like they did here multiple times. Like, doing that, like, oh, buy this pay-per-view because you'll find out the All In card too, like while you're watching the show. I think that helps.
But we saw this with what's the December pay-per-view?
World's End.
World's End. We saw this with the first World's End too, where it felt kind of thrown together, even though it had long-term storylines, but it did feel kind of thrown together. And then by the time you got to the second one, it wasn't that way. So I'm wondering if it's...
We have C2 finals there.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if it just is... I'm wondering if this pay-per-view happened and Tony, being Tony, didn't want to change, like, how he booked stuff. So you kind of got this. And then next year, maybe he'll have it more thought out, and we'll have a better card. So, and like what Chase said,
you also strangely had a lot of top guys off the show for whatever reason. Like no Hangman, no Swerve, no Darby. Like Darby was just wrestled on TV like a few days ago.
And that's kind of what I was alluding to. Like I think all of those, even if it's just guys taking on people on the next level down. But if you have that, that top 10 that you can, it's easier to just say, hey, we're going to do this match, and this is, you're going to go up the ranks, down the ranks type of thing. I think it helps with just throwing those types of matches that don't have a story, that don't need a story. They just are matches because they're cool matches, and it gives them a little bit more of a story and a more of a reason to happen. So
maybe like if you put that that Mox Ospreay Bucks match, Bucks have their own match, Mox has his own match, Ospreay has his own match, and now you're already adding 3 like main event level acts to the meat of the show, which was rough, as we'll get to.
I had down business on the show. Do we know anything other than like attendance?
The only thing. Well, the attendance, yes. Hold on. I got the tab open. Let me search Redemption.
We don't get the pay-per-view numbers as quickly when it's not glowing, like the Double or Nothing and Revolution numbers tend to be.
Final count was 7107.
That's all right. Not great
For that market.
For them
in that market, yeah. That's last time they were there.
They have not.
No, last time they didn't even do 5, so that's way better than they did last time.
When's the last pay-per-view that was less than 8 though? It's probably been a while, if I had to guess.
For AEW?
Yeah, these have usually been like 10K plus on pay-per-view.
No, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Or around 9. Or
like
around
all the London
9.
shows. All the London shows do better than that. The Staples Center does better than that. Even the Double or Nothing show I went to in Phoenix, that was like 8,000.
Yeah, it was. Is that the same arena? Am I going to the same arena?
Desert Diamond? Think so.
No, I think
it's
it's at
not
the
Desert
Suns Arena. I think it's the Suns Arena.
No, it's different. Yeah, I didn't go to the Suns Arena, so it's different. Mine was right next to where the Cardinals play.
I'm gonna jump into the show. Do like last time. I'm gonna hit a couple of the important matches.
Y'all see
first.
Adam's idea? I like that. Good job.
What?
Good idea. Redemption can have a #1 contenders match for All Out. I like that. Good shit. You
I'm
know
gonna start
stuff, guy.
first, just because it plays into the main event. Young Bucks versus Ospreay and John Moxley. Heard. It seems like most people are just kind of on the same page where this was like a good match, but not as
Underwhelming.
yeah, not as good as it should have been. It could have been, and a lot of people say that just like a lot of the drama that's unnecessary was happening throughout that match, and it kind of
it was very, very drama heavy, and
yeah.
you have 3 guys in that match that are not good at that stuff. So it did not.
Who's the person good at it?
Huh?
John Moxley is good at it.
John Moxley is good at it.
Yeah,
The
John
other
Moxley's
3 are
good at
not good at it.
Well, the Young Bucks can be good at it. Will Ospreay is almost never good at that, though. I'm gonna talk about him a little bit more when we talk about that main event. My God, but yeah, I'm with you, Josh.
Chase, you wanna? Well, Chase really liked the match, so let him.
I
praise
thought it
first.
was great. I don't know what everybody's talking about. Oh, I'm underwhelmed. Like, what the fuck are y'all watching? What do y'all want? Do y'all want them to come through the screen and grab their penis in your hand and jerk them off?
Hold up.
Okay.
I saw a Young Bucks match that you complained about for decades, by the way. The same Young Bucks match. Because I'm not going to let you do this shit. The same Young Bucks match they've been having for years that you complain about. And then they cut to community theater that if this ring said WWE, you would bitch about. That's what I saw. So shut your ass up. You can like it. That's cool. You can think it's great, but don't make me seem like I'm crazy because it's the same match that you always used to complain about. Now all of a sudden, because you liked it more than everybody else, what were y'all watching? Fuck you. That's what I was watching. Don't do that shit. Don't you dare do that shit. I ain't gonna let you do that. No. Hell no.
You had a lot of
not you. Anybody else, but not your ass. No.
The stuff that I don't like about the Bucks was in this match. The stuff that I don't think Will Ospreay does well was in this match. So, and it wasn't like it was bad. It was really good.
Had some great action.
But with these 4 people, you expect great. I don't think we got great. We got kind of close, but I don't think we got great. So
Pay-per-view needed it too. Pay-per-view was really dependent on this match.
Because my excitement just in the show was lifted once this match was announced. I'm like, okay, that's going to be a match that's going to be able to, stand out and be great. And like Josh said, I was definitely a little underwhelmed by it. Wasn't bad, but
I just went up on Chase though, but I gave it like 4 stars. But I'm just saying,
What? You gave it 4 stars?
I'm just saying, I expected more from this though. I expected to like it more than I did.
You're only quarter star off for me, and you yelling.
It would be like
No, because the reason why I was yelling at you because most people were disappointed. I was disappointed by this match. But you like, I thought it was great. What's wrong with y'all? You cannot do that. If Kid did that, cool. If Josh did that, cool. If Brandon, but not you of all people. No,
What?
you can't do that.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Because you talk shit about these Young Buck matches for years, them doing moves and not selling. Because they damn sure did a bunch of moves at the end and didn't sell shit. And we were like, it's fine because these matches they build in the drama. Nah, they have matches like Michael Bay, and they do it here, and then they throw in the same fucking melodrama that we always complain about. But because you liked it more than a lot of other people, we're crazy. You can't do that. Fuck you. No. You can't.
Also, for the record, Yoshihashi is a good professional wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Seeing the Markeem rant
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam.
Because he's completely frozen right now and he doesn't realize it. And that whole rant from a frozen screen was absolutely hilarious. I just got to say.
I'm frozen? I'm frozen?
Yeah.
No, you're not frozen. You're not frozen.
I think that's
You're
Kid.
not frozen.
Okay, you're frozen on my screen, not on anyone else's, I guess.
Well, you got some additional comedy that we didn't see.
The kicking too much ass thing in wrestling is bad. It's just really hard to logically explain. Like, Ospreay, the dilemma they're trying to sell doesn't really make sense. Like, if Nick Jackson
Your finisher is the hidden blade where you hit people in the back of the head without them knowing.
And you've been using the Tiger Driver as a finisher.
And
John Moxley's right. See, this is the thing.
I was waiting for the main event to address that, but go ahead.
But here's the thing. John Moxley's right. The heel is going to be right, which isn't always wrong. But he's right. It's not even like he's right, but in a wrong way. He's right. And that just never comes off.
It's so weird because, like, they're also doing this. Let's just talk about it now. They're also doing that thing with Callum Newman. And, like, in two companies, Will Ospreay is just weird right now. Because Callum Newman is just Will Ospreay from 6 years ago, like the character, and then John Moxley is just basically, hey man, be as ruthless as you can always be, and he's always conflicted when he has a big match. I don't understand why. What is wrong with this dude? Like, is he dumb? Is he just stupid? Is that what's going on? Will Ospreay just dumb? Is that it?
The ref should just stop the match if Jackson is so concussed that he can't wrestle. Like, it's just stupid. I'm sorry, Chase. Like, I usually defend like the drama in the matches that like goes on for too long, but the drama has to be good drama, and this is not good drama. Like, to sell that Ospreay's conflicted, and the problem is the story's also convoluted because they're trying to tell the bigger story that like in big matches, big moments, like he freezes up because of what happened with Danielson, and that's why he keeps losing the Owen, and he loses when he fights for the world title. But then in the promo after this match, he actually argues the opposite. He says, "Oh, this match didn't mean anything. There was nothing on the line. Like, why am I going to try to hurt this guy?"
Oh yeah, he did say that backstage. You're right. I forgot about that.
And the thing is, if he was doing it like, if he was setting people up for the Tiger Driver and then being like, "Oh no, I can't do this," I think that would be. But that's not what he's doing. So it's like, come the fuck on.
I do think it is a little bit intentional from AEW's booking perspective, and people may not like that. People may think that's cope, but like, he's getting punished for thinking like this. Like, he gets turned on in the end for a reason. Like, his naivete and his freezing up is like, it's actively hurting his character when he does it. And so it's not like they're rewarding, like, from people, like, because a lot of people are complaining about the all-in booking because they think he looks like such a dweeb. I think the character's being punished for being a dweeb, and I think as we go into the next show, he's going to change on these behaviors, and he won't be like this in the all-in main event, in which case I think it'll be fine. So I don't... Maybe they went too far. Maybe he just looks too stupid, especially on this show. But in general, I think it can work as long as the end product is what matters. What matters is what he's like in that main event and what he is like coming out of that main event. That's what matters, not the process that we're in now, you know?
Yeah, hopefully by the time he gets to the main event, he realizes John Moxley was right. Callum Newman was right. All these people that have been trying to help me were right. And he just wrestles without confliction, none of that stuff. You know what I mean? Not heelish, just like, I'm going to do what it takes to win the world title.
I think
Swerve Strickland was right.
The problem is he did all that. You go through the main event, it's the same thing. And then Kenny does the thing that he should have done.
So he really looks stupid. Well,
You'll probably get like on Dynamite, like the Death Riders mocking him, like, "Hey man,
Right.
we told you, we tried to tell you, you were too stupid to listen." You have Kenny probably deriding him, and Kenny will probably have a point when he's like, "Oh, you were trying to suffocate me with a bag. Go f yourself." And I think how Ospreay responds to being clowned on by all sides of the circle here will determine how successful this upcoming run is going to be. So it's an incomplete story. Everyone's racing to talk about how much they botched it.
I don't think they botched it. I just don't like it because, like I said, if they just done it in the tag match and you didn't get it in the main event, and then you didn't get Kenny do like that, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So,
well, they got time. It's not over. You know, they got 4 weeks.
They have 4 weeks. They have plenty of time.
Pasha really wanted us to mention the 450 no sell.
Who gives a fuck?
It's a Bucks match, brother. Like,
It's a Bucks match.
You've
Like
been here for a long
I eventually had to get over that shit.
Why are you talking about a grifter point?
You know what?
no,
you know
but
what's
it's
so
not. A
funny?
lot of
That
people
doesn't
brought it
come
up.
from a
That is
genuine-
not a
that's not
grifter
coming
point.
from a genuine
That is not a
place.
I
grifter
just
point.
want to say,
They're saying it though.
while I agree with Chase, this was a very different man that I first met. I'll just say that. This is a very different human being that I first met. I'll just say that. I think it's very ironic. I think it's very fucking ironic.
Like I just said, I had to get over it. I eventually had to just go. It's what it is with the Bucks. So
I think. But
you got
for,
anything else to say on the match?
We're gonna talk about how Javon Evans had a better month than Kevin Knight too, Brandon.
well, stop. What I was going to bring up was, I mean, people are saying, if we're going to go to the main event next, people were saying that they should have just done like Ospreay Kenny, like no edge, like just kind of tell that story, two best in the world, fighting Ospreay in his hometown, etc. I personally think they needed something. I think that would have been a little stale, especially over 8 weeks of television. I think they needed something. We can disagree about whether or not this was the right thing. I think this is bad currently, but could be good by the end. That's my official stance. But did you guys really just want them to do Ospreay and Kenny, who's the best in the world?
I wanted I wanted a story, but I thought the story we were gonna get was more of we were gonna start seeing that Ospreay shouldn't be trusting the Death Riders. That Moxley was kind of like using him because, you know, to get the title back ultimately, because he's like, I can beat you, I can't beat Kenny, I can't, you know, type of thing. And maybe we get that still
I don't think that's what they're doing. I think it seemed like John Moxley literally was like Darth Sidious to his Darth Vader.
No,
that's
but
what it seemed like.
I know, but what I'm saying is that I think it, you know, I would have been better with all of that, and then Ospreay wins, and then the bag comes out at Wembley, and they turn on him at Wembley. That's what
I don't want the angle at Wembley. That's
and
the
then
biggest show of the year.
that takes you. But
Yeah, just let him celebrate the end of the show. Like, we can do that later.
Kenta coming out on Naito.
Oh my god.
but anyways.
No,
I agree. I think they need a little something. I just think they went a little too far with the something.
To Kid's point, I agree with him, but I felt like, let's say we knew the main event, like, I don't know, earlier than this. Like, let's say April, we knew what the main event was. I think Best in the World versus Best in the World works then, but now that it's kind of close, you needed something. I'm with you, Kid.
Also, if we're gonna do over dramatic stuff, I don't want an over dramatic storyline with Kenny and Ospreay as the main people.
In the main event of the biggest show of the year.
I don't want that.
It scares me a bit. It scares me a bit.
I don't want that. So,
What did y'all think about the main event itself, the match? Omega and Kevin Knight.
I felt it went a little too long. It was great, but I felt it went a little too long.
It's like every match.
Little self-indulgent. I don't think we needed the Knight is a heel portion of it with the belts and all of that. I don't think we needed that. But the rest of it, I thought, great match, and I thought Kevin Knight showed that even
Did it
though
do his
everybody
job of making him like
right, Like he showed that, okay, I'm in the spot. I can elevate myself to this spot, even though I'm in here with Kenny Omega. He looked like he should have been in that spot. Sometimes that, like, the guys are really good, but they get in those spots and you're just like, who cares? That didn't come across to me that way. I think he looked like he should have been in that spot. So I think this was a good first step. This is like when Fletcher took on, was it Hangman? Yeah, when he took on Hangman. It's that type of thing where he's not going to be probably back in that spot for a while, but you see that he can be in that spot. So
I liked that the match was worked differently. I liked that, and Kenny, I think, does this for me probably better than anybody else right now, where I'm getting agitated at some of the formulaicness and repetitiveness in wrestling, and Kenny really cuts against that because Kenny was on offense like 85% of this match. Right. They worked the match exactly like you'd expect. I'm the main eventer. I'm the legend. You're good. You're in the future, but you're not there yet. And I'm just going to kind of like slap you around a little bit and like show you that there's levels to this and show you that like as good as you think you are, you're still not there on my level. And they actually built an entire match like that, and it works because they're in Canada. It won't get boring that the babyface is dominating most of the match because the crowd just loves Kenny, and the crowd wants to see Kenny like kick his ass, and so they're going to be totally okay with it. And I thought it was a great match, and I thought it was a great different match. I think you don't often see main events worked like this. You don't see matches, period, worked like this with the babyface being in control and kind of taunting the heel for most of the match. And I thought the dynamic worked. Well, yeah, and I don't think it buried Knight at all, and I don't think it showed Knight as like beneath his level because Knight got his comebacks. I understand Josh not liking the belt. I did think it was important for Knight to get like a quote-unquote near fall, even though none of us believed it as a near fall. I still think it was important for the story of the match to show that Knight could still maybe escape. Maybe they could have done it with just like the finisher that he does off the top rope, whatever he calls it. Maybe they could have just done that. Yeah, maybe you could have done the UFO instead of the titles, maybe. But I think having one spot like that was important. So I'm glad they at least did that. And I really appreciate how differently the match was worked. This will never... I only gave it 4 flat. I didn't go as high as some of the other people in the Discord, but I think I'll think about this match for a little bit longer. We talk all the time about matches we just forget about after we see it. That's not going to be the case here. I'm always going to remember kind of they worked a main event match very differently than most AEW traditional main events, and I'm appreciative of them for doing that.
Well, the thing he was saying to Kevin was, you don't need to do this stuff. You're talented enough on your own. So to me, when he does the belt shot and Kenny kicks out, that shows to him these ways don't work. But he's not going to turn babyface anytime soon. But, you know,
he has
they're
new
planting
music.
the seeds.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that music. Yeah, sure. I don't know why they didn't pay for Church for in the Wild, especially when they played that line during the promo when he said it. It's like, you can afford. You had Painkiller, you had Devil's Dance. Why can't we get Church in the Wild? Tony Khan's racist again. But yeah, I thought this was a star-making performance. He is athletic as fuck. We've seen a lot of people put in this position and crumble. Austin Theory. But he rose to the occasion, and he will be better for it.
He can play both
sides. Compare him to Austin fucking Theory.
No, he said he's seen people crumble. That's the one who crumbled.
but everyone knew that would happen because everyone knew when he was in freaking Evolve that Austin Theory wasn't that guy. as much as people wanted him to be, we're like, I like Austin Theory. He's got the look and he's got all this stuff. So
I fell for it.
But did you think he was going to be like?
I thought that if he put into the machine that he had a chance.
I'm with Brendan. Sure. I'm with Brendan. I thought so.
They're still trying. All these years later, they're still trying.
I think Knight. We said this in the Discord, but Knight has shown he can play both sides, and there's a lot of acts in AEW that have not proven that people like. Like we haven't in AEW. We haven't seen it yet with Will Ospreay. We haven't seen it yet with Kyle Fletcher. We haven't seen it yet with Bandito. But Kevin Knight has done both and done both very well, and I think that's not a small thing when evaluating his long-term trajectory.
That wasn't my biggest example for that. My biggest example for that was Tekla.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's funny. I agree with what everyone here is saying, but I didn't like the match as much as y'all. I think that Kevin Knight star-making performance. I think that Well, I already felt that way about him. He could have bombed this match, and I would have felt how I felt about Kevin Knight. It just didn't hit for me the way it did for everybody else, and I think that might just be a personal thing, because like kids said, I appreciate that it was totally different. Because I really was glad they didn't do the let's trade finishers, because no one actually believes Kevin Knight will win. Nobody believed that, so they did something different, and I appreciated that. I don't know, man. Maybe I was waiting to play Marvel Tokan. I don't know what was going on with me, but it just didn't hit. It just didn't hit the way it hit for everybody else. So, there were a lot of times where, I was, looking at the clock because it went a little long, too. But, yeah, I don't disagree. It just didn't hit for me the way it did for everyone else.
What about the post-match stuff?
We're going to laugh at Will Ospreay going for the Soul Train Award for Best Male Actor.
Right.
And fucking horrible. Oh, my God. He was literally trembling. And I was like, bro, you look so fucking corny. I showed that shit to Britt the next day. And then she was like, is this a Tubi movie I'm watching? Like, what the fuck is he doing right now? He's so terrible. He is awful at that. I wish that he would realize you are awful at this. Don't do that shit ever again.
He's in a company with Kenny Omega. He's not gonna think it's awful.
But Kenny is like Robert De Niro compared to this motherfucker.
I understand, but they all are like, hey, Kenny can do it. I should be able to do it too. And it's like Kenny doesn't do it well either. So
Will Ospreay is just so goofy, man. So goofy. thank God for Kenny Omega selling that, this dude tried to kill me. Right. Fuck this guy.
Right.
Thank God for Kenny Omega. But, man.
I personally think Kenny's going to play heel for a month. I understand he may be people, because I already heard the Voice of Wrestling guys and a few other people on Twitter being like, well, that's not a turn. He almost choked him out with a bag. Like, he had reason to do that. I think he is going to, soft turn for a month.
What?
Because, and why not? And I'm just curious, does everyone else agree? Because that's my read on
No, finish your statement. What were you going to
Yeah.
I think that Ospreay, no matter the problems that people have with him being a chud and him being a dweeb and him being an idiot, whatever, Ospreay is going to be the babyface in the match at Wembley. That is going to happen no matter what they do. So I think it makes sense to lean harder into Kenny, whether you want to say he's a tweener with an edge or just like a soft heel. I think it makes sense for Kenny to kind of do that for a month, and then at the end of the match, I already saw someone. I think Andrew Baydala already pointed this out. No, man, Baydala pointed this out. I think he's right. That spot where Ospreay was holding the belt, looking at it, and handing it to Kenny, they'll do that in the reverse in the All-In main event. When Ospreay wins, Kenny will look at the belt very, very emotionally, and then hand the belt to Ospreay, and then they'll hug, and then they'll do all that stuff. So I think he's going to be heel for a month, just for this story, just for the purposes of telling the story of that match. And I think because it's Kenny, I think it's very easy to go back on it. I think fans love Kenny, especially. It'll
be like when you do face versus face correctly, or you do heel versus heel correctly. Somebody still has to be the face. Somebody still has to be the heel. You just lean into it just a little bit more. I think
like Michael's turning for the Hogan match.
Yeah, and then you go back because in AEW, there are very few true faces. There are very true heels, really. So I think that's fine. So because like you said, he's going to be crazy over in Wembley. So
don't know why people haven't mentioned this. But if you watch the entire broadcast and don't dip out early till it actually goes to black, Kenny Omega walks up that ramp and he holds the belt over that head. And did any of you catch what the crowd did to him when he did that?
Tokan was already on, brother. You got to tell me.
They booed him.
booed him
in Montreal, Canada. It already worked. It already had its intended effect. If that crowd was going to boo Kenny Omega, just imagine what Wednesday's going to be in Detroit.
I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. You got to remember, it also just happened, Chase.
Right.
It just happened.
And it was a 5-hour show, and people were like, fuck, it's over. Thank God.
And so as some have pointed out, when Moxley did that promo on Wednesday, where he was kind of staring at Kenny, staring at the belt, and he said, some people can't change no matter how much they pretend to be. And everyone thought that was Moxley referencing that he's still the same evil Moxley no matter what his act the last 6 months will tell you. in actuality, maybe what he was referring to is Kenny is still that other champion version of Kenny, even though he's trying so hard, and he says it all the time in promos. I got to do things the right way this time. I got to do things the right way this time. He wants to be that like champion that isn't afraid, that is trusting in himself, that has confidence in himself to just play by the rules. But in actuality, he's not. In actuality, he is a little insecure. He does think he needs to take the side tricks to keep the belt. And maybe all those things he was criticizing Kevin Knight for are actually things he kind of thinks about himself in a little bit of a way. We're kind of turning back into that Kenny Omega as world champion from 2021. Just for a month.
With it. You got anything else on the main event ending angle?
It's a good segment, I thought. Like I know people don't like the drama, but I thought the overall, like Chase was saying, the overall effect I think is going to be positive.
A lot of people comparing it to Bloodline.
I think I think
has there ever been a faction in wrestling before 2021? No.
The Shield.
Yes, but the thing is, the factions before 2021 were not that.
That Chase, that was a very Bloodline segment, bro. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna. We're not gonna do this. Just because you liked it. Hold on, Josh. Just because you liked it, we're not gonna act like this shit wasn't over dramatic. It's fine that you liked it, but goddamn it, Chase, it was very reminiscent.
I wasn't talking about him.
It was very reminiscent. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. I am talking to you. That's what I'm talking to.
Cage door in Dallas.
Jesus
Cage
Christ.
door in Dallas. The cage door in Atlanta.
Of course, but this over dramatic. Let's act to the camera. This shit was popularized by fucking Roman Reigns being overly dramatic, acting to the camera. Just because you liked it does not mean it's not comparable. Let's stop.
Am I supposed to pretend Jerry Lawler didn't run over Eddie Gilbert with that car?
Absolutely not. But Jerry Lawler didn't also turn to the camera and start speaking to the motherfucker like John Moxley and Will Ospreay did. It's different, man. We're not gonna do this.
Did you imagine if that happened?
You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing?
Man.
Am I supposed to pretend that Terry Funk didn't cut a promo to an empty arena for 10 minutes before Jerry Lawler showed up?
He was cutting a promo.
Lawler would just look at the camera.
It wasn't him overly dramatic. It wasn't him acting. It wasn't him shivering like he's going for the Oscar. It wasn't happening that way.
Do you not remember the end of that match?
Of course I remember. Of course I remember, James.
What does he do? What does he do?
What are we doing?
What does he do?
All I will say is this: you were being disingenuous because you like it. The comparison is apt. Why is this nigga ignoring me? Why is he ignoring me? You're not gonna talk to me the way you talk to these niggas. Why are you ignoring me? Listen to what I said. You can like something. No, shut up. You can like something and it still be reminiscent.
What does Terry Funk do at the end of that match?
Jesus Christ, man.
What does he do? Does he
this
wail and cry because Jerry Lawler stuck an object in his eye?
Yes, he does. You got
over dramatically.
Of course.
My eye, of course.
And he stole the fucking eye because it was like, I'm blind. Because they wanted. That's not the
You talking about the Odyssey?
It is not the same. I don't know why he's doing this. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't like the angle, but don't do the chase. Like, don't do that.
Can't we separate the closing angle though into two things? There's the Death Rider thing,
and I was gonna get there before he started talking. The Ospreay and Kenny stuff I liked. The Death Rider shit I hated. It was two different things. That's what I was about to do, but he wouldn't shut the fuck up. My God. Yes, you're right. You're right, kid. God damn it.
I just don't think everything's the bloodline, but everybody else seems to.
But because they made it popular. You know what? The first guy to stop and say a punchline wasn't Drake, but everybody thinks it was Drake because he made it popular. That's what happened, Chase. That's what happened.
Look, man, he's just on the beach having fun. Capri Sun.
No, exactly. But he's not the first guy to do that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, they made it popular, Chase. I'm sorry, that's what it is.
But I guess I just see a different the Death Riders thing that everyone's been bitching about with the Death Riders Ospreay story. Like that was ending it. That was like to tell you that this stuff is done. Like, and it feels like everyone's lenting out like 4 weeks of built-up anger. Like, oh my God, John Moxley's involvement in the main event. The whole point was to sever that. Like, that's you got what you wanted.
I think some people felt like if what you're saying, if this was like the end of that, it feels like it went out like on a whimper and not like.
Okay. But it's not the end though. It's just the.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think the Death Riders will make sure to tell Ospreay, hey, we were right about this guy. You should have listened to us. Sure, but I don't think they're going to be like involved in the All In main event anymore. Like they're not going to be at ringside like they were from Forbidden Door.
You're on your own now. Like we tried to help you. They might do something.
We have 5 Dynamites until All In.
Yeah. I don't know. John Moxley still needs a match, by the way, for All In. So
John Moxley needs a match. MJF needs a match. Hangman Page needs a match.
MJF has a match. Andrade's walking around with MJF's ring. MJF has a match.
I'm just saying, it just needs to be.
It couldn't be more clear.
I got you. All right, let's blow through the rest of this pay per view.
Hey, you know what's funny? Hold on.
Unless they do
MJF,
unless they do something completely insane.
No, I see you want to say something crazy.
I am going to say something crazy. They do the MJF Andrade match in Arena Mexico.
Oh, that's not crazy.
He's not going to be ready for that.
But that's next week.
MJF's not going to be ready for that, man. Not going to be ready for that. But I was going to say, I was actually conserving energy for something I'm very passionate about later, but that nigga pissed me off, so I don't know how I'm going to get through it. I don't know.
I got this.
Let's try to
Headhunter Club.
Pre-show?
Yeah, I mean, the pre-show about to be dead. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with the Walmart boys. Not Walmart. What's the name? The Costco boys.
Costco.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with them. They might have lost their spot because we're only getting one match in the buy-in. Kid, it seemed like you liked it a lot, though.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought Blake Christian was excellent in the match. I thought Lee Johnson was kind of mid, but that kind of is what you'd expect with those two guys. I thought the crowd was really into it. It didn't overstay its welcome. It only went 12 minutes, unlike some of these other mid-card matches that dragged on forever. I thought the crowd was hot. I thought the finish was good. I was pleasantly surprised. I understand most people don't care to see Blake Christian and Lee Johnson just have no credibility on AEW TV, so no one wants to watch them. But I thought I thought Blake Christian did a really good job in this match. I was pleasantly surprised. 3.25 stars. 3.25 stars, which is sadly like the highest rated AEW pre-show match in years at this point, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
Markeem, you sent that message to no one.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, Alex in the chat brought up MJF attacking Andrade in Arena Mexico. I think he's right. Good shit. I think he's right.
Maybe.
And Andrade's got to be in Arena Mexico. That's the other part of that, because this is still a AAA type show. So we will see.
Luckily, not AAA CMLL, but
I mean, CMLL.
Yeah.
I want that preached to no one who's watched it. You're probably not going to go out of your way to see a 3.25 star match, but it is literally better than half the show that we're about to talk about. Like, unfortunately.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
We'll see. The opener was the ladder match for the #1 contendership. I thought this was really good. I'm tired of ladder matches, but they had some great action in here that I audibly yelled.
We always say we're tired. We always say we're tired of ladder matches until AEW does a ladder match, and we're like, oh,
it was great action.
They know how to do ladder matches. They know how to. It's just everybody else sucks at doing ladder matches. So
I thought it was slightly below par for AEW, because for me, there was too much of not trying to win the damn match unless your name is Beast Mortos. Was the only person every time he did something was trying to win the damn match. Like Mike Bailey runs up the ramp and climbs up a ladder. For some reason, everybody else follows him. And then Jack Perry does the same exact spot after him. And it's like,
that was dumb.
And then Dick Wayne randomly pulls out a table and puts El Clone on it and does a Phoenix Splash off a ladder, which is the first time I've seen a Phoenix Splash actually connect in a very long time. But it's like, what, why? And then Mike Bailey's alone in the ring, and you can hear the crowd buzz because he's alone in the ring, and everybody thinks he's going to go up there and get it because he's alone in the ring. But no, he sets up this ladder in the corner, puts Mortos on it, and does his ultimate weapon move. And it's just like, okay, whatever. But the spots were cool, yeah.
That's all. I don't give a shit about anything else. I just want to see cool spots. I thought Commander had a great spot where he did his flip dive. I thought he destroyed his knees, but
he's come back. He's been on fire.
I was impressed with everybody. I mean, other than Jack Perry, I wasn't impressed with him, but everyone else, I was. I'm not trying to joke. He was just the person that didn't stand out at all. I don't think he did bad, but but everything else I was pretty impressed with.
Hurt his ankle. Yeah,
I hope Jack Perry never stumbles across this pie because we done tore him up over the years.
Everybody tears him up. Everybody tears him up.
Well, I maintain that the full gear 2024 review where we really ripped into his career. I think that was he was off AEW TV for like a year after that. So the beginning of the end from us.
What I was gonna is I thought Nick Wayne reminded everybody that Nick Wayne should be on TV all the fucking time, even if he's losing, because he's so good for being so like and how young he is and how good he is.
20?
It's sick. It's sick. It's crazy. So
he killed it at the Best of the Super Juniors. He done killed it every time I done seen him. Boy's great. The boy is great.
I think because Christian said in an interview that I think the plan was before Nick Wayne got hurt last fall, he wanted to pay off the Christian Nick Wayne feud while Cope was hurt all that time,
right,
or filming a movie, whatever he was doing during that long break.
Percy Jackson.
Yeah. And because Wayne hurt his foot, they couldn't do that. And then it was almost kind of like, well, now we're in the Cope and Christian FTR Bucks thing. We can't really get to that right now. So he was kind of off TV. It seemed like on the last Collision that him and Jack Perry are going to start a program together. So I think they're accepting. Okay, Christian is going to be occupied for a while, but who cares? Like, he's too good. Let's get him on TV anyways.
Well,
and I think
him with Jack Perry, I think is fine, even though we're all down on Jack Perry. But I think is fine because that's somebody who theoretically he should be able to beat. So,
he better beat fucking Jack Perry.
Man. Josh, Jack Perry's talking about being world champion. Like, unfortunately,
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
they gave him a video package for re-signing his contract. They love this man for whatever reason. But yeah, I think
He ain't gonna sniff that title.
Nick Wayne is gonna beat him once, and then Perry's gonna beat him twice. That's what's gonna happen. Like, that's what's
okay.
Oh, I hope you're wrong. Oh my God, I hope you're wrong. That'd be so sad, man.
My opinion, best match of the night, Kyle Fletcher, Bandito. A little too long.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Bro.
This match rocked. I loved it a lot.
I no. I thought I liked this a lot.
You thought the main event was better?
No, I thought I liked.
He didn't
this
think it was
more
too
than the
long.
main
No,
event.
he didn't think it was too long.
Oh, okay, I got you.
I want to talk about. I have a Fletcher take and I have a Bandito take, but I want to talk about Fletcher first because it's the positive one. I think what makes Fletcher special, I think a lot of people get wrong because I think Fletcher is more of an elite enhancer than he is an elite initiator. Like, I think Fletcher, because he's so big, he works really well with smaller wrestlers. Because he's so athletic, he works really well with the other like tall athletic guys like Ospreay and Takeshita, et cetera, et cetera. So he can kind of, and because he's really strong, he has no problem throwing around some of the bigger guys in the roster too. I think because of that, the reason why you're seeing all these great Kyle Fletcher matches, other than the fact that he never gets hurt, except for that obviously recent injury. Before that, he wrestles all the time. Like, he's wrestling like once or twice a week, and he went a long time without getting injured, so he's just always available to have a match. I think his specific combination of size, speed, and strength pairs him really well with everyone up and down the roster, which is why I think when you put him with a lot of the best guys on the roster, like, he can consistently produce this output. I do think a lot of the times it's more so his selling though than what he's initiating. Like, a lot of the cool spots in this match were done by Bandito. Like, his last match with Mike Bailey, a lot of the cool spots were done by Mike Bailey. A lot of the cool spots with Ospreay were done by Ospreay. But it's because of how he sells and how he can throw his body around at his size that enhances the moves of what the other guys are doing that makes these matches amazing. Like,
You're describing what a heel's supposed to do.
I agree, but I'm just letting people, like, I don't think people get it with him. I don't think people get what makes him special. No, because here's why. When he did something at the beginning of this match that he has not done in a while. The reason why I was not as high on Kyle Fletcher last summer, if you watch in the summer of 2025 before the TNT title run, he would have all these matches where he would play to the crowd for 7 of the 14 minutes of the match. It was super annoying. It would go way too long. It was very WWE style, motion to the crowd, pose to the crowd, jerk to the crowd, talk to the crowd, do that over and over and over again, and then you'd have the exchange of near falls at the end, which is like the classic cocktail of a match that I'm going to be lower than market on than most people. Like, oh, the beginning was sucked, but the ending was really good, and we're just going to pretend the beginning never happened and give the match 4 stars anyways. Like, that's the classic kind of match that I think is overrated. And when he was TNT champion, a lot of that playing to the crowd stuff stopped. He actually focused on actually, like, working the face and getting sympathy from the face in some of the offense that he was doing on these guys, especially in the Mark Briscoe matches, which is when I turned the corner, when I admitted that I was wrong and that he was, in my opinion, he was getting better while we were discussing him. He was improving throughout the process the whole time. So,
I mean, Mark Briscoe made him.
Mark Briscoe and him have really good chemistry. I think that's like Like people really miss that. Like they have a combined product that is greater than the sum of its parts. Because
Brandon
of how
called
those
it
two
his
guys
feud
really
of the
connect
year.
together.
Wasn't it last year you called it this feud of the year?
Yeah, they had a lot of great matches together, and I think the reason why people get Fletcher wrong when I talk about the amplifier, yes, he's a good heel, he's a good seller. I think he's maximized when you put him with another great wrestler, and he enhances the greatness of those two guys. I think if you put him with lower level guys and ask him to carry, I don't think it's going to come off as good. And I don't think Commander qualifies. Commander's awesome. He may be a jobber, but he's awesome in terms of him being a wrestler in the company. I think if you ask him to take like some of the bad WWE cast-offs and ask him to carry them to 4-star matches, I don't think it would work as well. I think he works well going against Bandito, Ospreay, Takeshita, Mike Bailey, and having amazing matches with those guys and the magic that he does with Mark Briscoe. But I think he's an elite enhancer, and he's works with everybody up and down the roster. I think that's what makes him special. And the only thing I would comment about, like everyone like wanting him to be the future of the company, world champion, and all this and that, you got to see how he does this as a babyface, though, because people loved MJF as a young heel. Everyone loved MJF as a young heel, and you all fucking turned on him hard.
Tonight, bro.
You all turned on him so fucking hard when he turned face. I didn't, but a lot of people did.
I did,
and that was
not either.
MJF.
But
what's
there
wrong
were-
with that?
there were
When we see that happen, what's wrong with them?
Me and Markeem, and there were others that all said he's a guy that probably never should be faced.
Man, are we doing the MJF discussion right now?
No.
Even when he turned face, he didn't need to be a face. He needed to be like a heel that was just cheered.
Well, because the point I'm trying to make is, if you want to put MJF to the side, fine. I disagree. I think MJF will be face again, and he should be face again. He's the biggest star in the company. It'd be impossible for him to never be face again.
But he has
It's
to be
just
the right
reality.
kind of face.
But,
He has to be
and
like,
also this.
We'll table this. I don't
We'll
want to
get
do
there.
this.
Okay, hold on, relax, because this heel MJF champion thing will get old too. Like if he's world champion again and does what he just did this year and what he did in 2023 before he turned, it's gonna get old after a while if he does that over and over again. So my point is, the other main stars in the AEW universe, the Hangman, Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland, Jon Moxley. Like, these are people that you can conceivably see be face or heel. That's what makes them all valuable. They can all do it both really well. This ties into what we were saying about Kevin Knight earlier. And I think that is something that Fletcher and Bandito, but you'll probably actually never see Bandito as a heel. Like, that stuff, that mastering that double-sidedness is hard. And it's a credit to Kevin Knight for doing it. And I'm just bringing MJF as a warning sign of even the elite, perfect product 25-year-old MJF didn't do it as well as you guys thought. So that's something that's still
That's
a
a good
TBD. It's just a box to check. That's all.
That's a good
Yes,
point. He's got to do it as a face. I'm kind of with you, kid. That's a good point.
But
I know he can be a good face, but I've never seen him be a good face as a solo. I've seen him be a good face in a tag team, not as a solo. So, yeah.
I also think the thing about him is I don't think people realize how big he really is.
he's
I think
huge.
That's the other thing.
He's 6'4".
Yeah.
I know, but I don't think people realize that. I think it's one of those where he doesn't come off as a big guy. He comes off as just like a normal guy. He doesn't wrestle to his height, and so he doesn't come off that way. And I think people forget that. But I think that's good because in AEW, I think that it comes off a lot better, kind of the same way that Moxley does in some ways. So I just wanted to add that.
All right, kid. What's the Bandito take? Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to, because I just want to talk about the Bandito thing without ever mentioning Ring of Honor. Literally not going to mention it. We've gone over that 1,000 times.
I think you need to.
Yeah.
That's his whole story.
No, you don't.
No. You don't understand
Yes,
what I'm
you
saying.
do.
No, Chase. What I'm trying to say is I want to explain why him losing these matches is bad without even mentioning that him losing as ROH champion is bad. That's obvious.
Oh, I'm not talking about that.
Okay.
I'm talking about in 2019 when they should have made him guy from day one.
Okay,
And they piddled
fine.
around for 2 years and totally blew it.
Yes,
Like
they
he
missed
should
their
have been
window.
guy then, but that's Hunter Johnson's fault.
I was at a show in 2019 in Florida, and he was the most over guy in the show, even back then. And yeah, like it was noticeable long
They
before.
paid him like a world champion too, because they not only did they outbid WWE, they outbid Tony for him. They gave that man $450 a year.
But I just wanted to
Didn't do
explain.
shit with him.
It is not. I will say, him losing this match, we knew he was going to, because the argument that Chase made, and that I've seen other people make too. It's like, well, he's not supposed to beat Fletcher. He's not supposed to beat Jon Moxley. He's not supposed to beat Swerve. I hate this argument because when you have a talent that you protect, You don't put them in these situations where the only way to get out of the match is to have him lose. Like, if they do him and Kevin Knight at All In, which they're not going to do, but if they were to do that, it'd be the same bad logic. Oh, well, Kevin Knight's on the rise. Kevin Knight has to win this match. Yes, don't put them together. Don't put Bandito in this situation where the only result is he has to keep losing to all these guys over and over and over again, 5 straight pay-per-views in a row, because of the fact that the other guy needs to be protected too. I think that's not protecting your talent. You should keep him out of those spots, and he can have great matches with a bunch of other people in this company. I thought he was the more impressive guy in this match. This happens a lot in Fletcher matches where he has these awesome matches, and we always talk about Fletcher. I thought Bandito was the better of the two in this match, and I thought Bandito is I disagree with people who think he can't be a top guy. I think he can be. Maybe he can't be an all-in main eventer. I think that's a shitty standard to have for these guys because there's only like 5 guys in the company that can do that. But that can't be the argument we use for every single wrestler with potential. But can you really see him main eventing the biggest show of the year one day? It's horseshit. He has, it's not just that this is where the best wrestler and the sickos and he's an elite wrestler. He has heart. He has live, big match charisma that gets fucking over. Even in the Moxley match, which I did not like nearly as much as anybody else at Forbidden Door, I thought the match was really underwhelming. The crowd was into Bandito. This crowd is always into his comebacks. Even though he keeps losing, they're into his comebacks on all these shows because he has that big match heart that manifest through the screen where you don't need to hear the promos. You don't need to hear the bad Vince Russo argument that Mexican guys can't get over to an international crowd like you said back in the 90s. He gets over with everybody because of how he wrestles. He personifies that more than almost anybody else in this roster. It's not just that he's a great wrestler. It's that he can convey his emotion and his personality through how he wrestles. That is top guy heart in AEW. That is top guy matches in AEW. And you don't treat the other protected top guys like this. You wouldn't treat Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher like this. And I don't think they should treat Bandito like this either. And just because those other 2 guys may have more potential than Bandito, that doesn't mean that Bandito doesn't also deserve that protection. And I don't like that as a counter argument for why it's okay for him to lose these matches. He shouldn't be. I think they made it good a little bit by having him pin Fletcher on TV, and they emphasized on commentary on Dynamite, they emphasized on commentary on this show, they emphasized it in the scrum after the show that Fletcher's only loss in 2026 is to Bandito. His only pinfall loss is to Bandito. That's good. That's good to reemphasize that, to kind of mutter the effect of this loss a little bit. But it should probably end here. I don't want to see Bandito and Hangman Page at All In, and then I have to hear Chase say, well, Hangman obviously has to win the match. He's been gone forever. Yes, then don't fucking put them together. Like, stop. I'm tired of this horrible argument over and over again that Bandito just has to lose, and he just has to lose 4 straight pay-per-view matches in a row. No, he does not. You don't have to put these matches together. It doesn't help Jon Moxley to beat Bandito the way he did, because Jon Moxley's beating a guy that's lesser than him in the first place. It's not helping Moxley's title run at all. It's just a match that he could have with anybody else on the roster. So for that reason, I think that this should stop. I think this was the end. I think they reached the very end of the line where they can maybe get away with it because of the fact that they had Bandito pin him on TV, but it ends here. It's got to stop here. And if it stops here, I won't complain about it. But it's got to stop here because just because the guy can't talk doesn't mean he can't be a top guy. He should be. And the last thing I'll say is even if he's not a top guy, even if you disagree with every fucking thing I said, we just talked about earlier in the show that the best AEW pay-per-views are when there's over acts up and down the card. If you just want Bandito to be an international champion, having international champion title matches on every show, do you want those matches to be over? Do you want them to be over like Jon Moxley's matches are over? Then he can't lose on every show because then you won't get him over in that role either. Even if you think that's the role for him, you're also not helping that cause out by doing this over and over again. That's the end.
Let me.
I will
defend you. I don't completely agree with you, but I will defend you. There's another reason why when people complain when they did the rankings, why if you do the rankings and you actually let you book around the rankings, stuff like that would never happen. Because Bandito would have to be protected to some degree. Like, he wouldn't lose every match. Yeah, he would have to win some matches and then would have to lose. And he would probably be a 50-50 guy because at that part of the card, at the upper part of the card, he's probably going to be a 50-50 guy. But in the way that not how we think of 50-50 booking. Just that he's going to win some, he's going to lose some. And if you do that, everyone's going to win some, everyone's going to lose some. That's probably the biggest problem in AEW. Is that we've gotten to the point where wrestlers are wrestlers and we don't have enough guys losing and guys only want to lose to certain guys. And there definitely has to be a pecking order, but at the same time, there needs to be a little bit more, hey, yeah, you're going to lose this time, but the reason why you're losing is we're pushing this guy and later we're going to push this guy. I think that would solve what your problem is where he loses all the time because he would have to win some of the time.
I mean, the most selfless guy in that regard this year's been MJF.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Imagine saying that 3 years ago.
He'd give him something. But hey, I used to, when I was growing up, kind of off topic a bit, but still on topic. I used to have a shirt. It was a big pun on the shirt. He was rapping, and there was like a microphone in front of him that was like on fire. I wish I could have like an AI change that to Big Rat while like that microphone was on fire, and that shit was nigga. Ooh, my dog. That's my boy. That's my boy.
And then he went away.
Speaking of dogs, listen, we don't need to spend a lot of time on this.
Oh yes, we do.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I better hear you bury those two.
Oh, brother, this is what I've been conserving energy for. Hey, I'll let all y'all go. I'll let all y'all go.
I do not want to hear you protect them.
Wait. No, don't. Oh, that will not happen tonight. Hey, who wants to go? All y'all go first.
He's trying to say something as y'all are yelling.
Yeah, no, I had a dog situation I have to deal with real quick. Just before we yell, I just wanted to say, last thing on the Bandito thing, he's stayed over through these losses. That's great. That won't happen forever. And just because he has such a good wrestler that he's gotten through it, doesn't mean you just keep doing this and hope it stays that way, because it won't eventually. You can't do Commander and Jon Moxley on pay-per-view and say, well, Commander's a great wrestler, it'll get over. No, even mid-card matches need a certain credibility. Like, they just do. But yeah, this match sucked. And I went a star and 3/4, and I think I was higher than everybody else by giving it a star and 3/4. So I will just say it was bad, and I give the floor to everybody else.
This match sucked because we did this chain match, right? And you would think that they would do, and I've heard a lot of people explain why they don't think that they did the dog collar thing. I think because even if we get dog collar matches again in AEW, I think that because the standard is so high for those matches, that Tony did not want to do that here. But I think that hurt. The fact that this came off as a like WWE type hardcore match hurt. I think none of the guys looked good in this match.
But go ahead.
Huh?
I said worse than that, but keep going.
I don't think anyone looked good in this match. This was just like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I barely won a star. I was so like, what are we doing? And it went for fucking ever, and it didn't need to go for fucking ever. If this was the match that they were gonna do, this match needed to go 10 minutes.
This match,
it didn't go forever. It was like 17 minutes. It was on the lower end of the. But yes,
it felt like it felt like it went forever.
It like.
I'm literally shaking, y'all. Go ahead, Chase.
I need to know whose idea it was to try to do a bunch of spots in the ropes, because that fucked everything up. Like none of them worked. They kept tripping over this chain. Jay White probably got concussed because of that one freaking, what was the move Finlay was trying to do, and he got caught in the chain, and he just ended up going head first straight into the mat.
Talking about the fucking.
Oh, the Dominator.
Yeah.
The Dominator.
Yeah. That got fucked up because it's like you can tell when they. Whatever they were going to do, that Jay White was going to bleed because he was wearing white, but for some reason Chris Jericho probably did his veteran thing of, I only wear blood in my match, blah, 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 blah. But there's no commission there. They're not regulated. So that was not the problem. Somebody said something. My guess is Jericho. And the thing about him, he didn't even do a good blade job in his match, so what the fuck? But go ahead, Marquine. Go ahead. Dismantle your favorite wrestler.
I wore this for a reason. Because he about to get it. I'm going to take y'all through a little quick journey with this man. Okay? Everything y'all know about me, right? Everything y'all know about me, my sensibilities, I have all sorts of tastes, right? I fell in love with this dude's work because in a time where pro wrestling was a bunch of people doing spots, logic didn't mean shit, just motherfuckers doing moves and trading holds and shit like that, this dude cared about getting the W. And I love that shit. I love little shit like that. Fuck cheering, all this stuff. This man cared about getting the fucking W. You cannot hype this match, as this is Finley. I beat you all the time, and I'm gonna beat you like I never beat you before. We have a whole fucking video package of you two motherfuckers putting each other through tables and hitting each other with chairs and all this other shit. And then you wear the white pants, because I'm like, you're gonna and Chase, I don't give a fuck what Chris Jericho said. If I'm wearing white pants and cowboy boots, I'm bleeding. What are we doing? Like, how not self-aware can you be? You got this long, and bringing up the chain, this thin, cheap-ass fucking chain, this fucking dollar store, the fake mall kiosk gold chain that they had taped to each other, and then they're struggling to do anything with it. Juice Robinson looked like he wanted to be anywhere but there. They're hitting each other with these weak ass chain shots. It's like just self-awareness. Just have fucking self-awareness, man. And if you found out that we're going 17 minutes, I'd be like, yo, Tony, I'm taking this chain off. Hey, everybody, can we agree? We're taking this chain off, and we're just going to brawl for 17 minutes. We're going to go around the ring. We're going to brawl. We're going to do typical hardcore shit, because that is better than whatever the fuck we got here. And then we got a WWE-ass finish with niggas waiting for the fucking music to start when they already came out with them to begin with. Just run to the ring. Everything about this was terrible.
Don't forget we had to hide the shillelagh.
You had to hide the shillelagh in a match with no disqualification. Like, how not self-aware can you be? One of the four of you should have been like, yo, this is dumb. This is fucking dumb. This man just came back. This man got one of the biggest pops on one of our, you know what I'm saying? Well, not one of the biggest shows, but got one of the biggest pops of the night at the last pay-per-view. We have to keep that momentum, because clearly they have plans for this feud to continue. Whose idea was it to do this? I want to know. And I heard people say, well, maybe Tony Khan was like, we want to give him a long match to showcase him because he came back, and this feud is gonna matter later. Well, then I'm asking some questions, because again, there are so many ways they could have avoided this. If Chase's point is right, and Chris Jericho was like, "Hey man, the only blood's gonna be in my match." If I'm and they run up and tell Jay White that, I'm telling everybody, "Hey man, we're taking off these chains and we're just gonna brawl. All right, we're gonna hit each other and we're just gonna brawl." And then you go out there and brawl for a little bit, and then you do that dumb finish, and then it's not so bad. But 17 minutes of these dudes struggling with this oralist ass chain, you know what I mean? And everybody looked bad. Jay White looked bad. David Finley looked bad. Clark Connors, who usually takes risks and does dumb shit, he didn't do it. The chain was completely oralist, man. And Clark Connors, who usually takes risks and does dumb shit, did nothing. He just laid on the mat the whole time. This was a dud. This is legitimately one of the worst matches I have ever seen in my fucking life. If I put together a list of the 50 worst matches that I've ever seen, I don't know if it'll make it, but damn it, I would mull over it. I would sit there and I would stare and think about putting it on here. Dud. And I don't know what y'all giving it a star for. Why? Because it was a pro wrestling match with pro wrestlers. They did nothing. Nothing happened for 17 minutes. Nothing, man. And you're just as culpable as the other three motherfuckers. You were just as culpable. Crazy, man. Jesus Christ. And if he was here, the same man that randomly sent me a signed photograph, the same man that would randomly email me like, thank you for the support, that same guy that I legitimately love to death, you sucked. You fucking suck.
Did you see the match on Wednesday of Clark? Because that was really bad too.
It wasn't as bad as this though. This was god awful. Here's
if let's say Chase is right. Let's say Jericho comes up and says
it had to be that. What else would it be?
But the thing is, you can do things without bleeding. You can take the chain and you can beat the living shit out of each other's backs to where it's
they tried. They kept missing.
I'm just saying.
It's long, and the chain was too long. It was too fucking long. Why was it so long? You know what it was? It was like one of those chains where you go to like a party or something, and they have like a barricade or something like. That's what it was, man. It was so weird. Why was this chain so fucking long, man? God, it sucked, man.
Whoever went and got the chains and got Andrade's women need to be fired. There's
Oh, Josh, I wasn't gonna go there.
This has a shot at winning worst match of the year in the Observer, and I don't think it deserves it necessarily.
I don't know. We got a contender this weekend, man.
But I think because here's the problem: like most of that voter base is heavily sampled by AEW viewers, and they're not going to watch like every single WWE PLE match to say like some Liv Morgan match is worse than this. You know, this is going to stand out.
I'm talking about that one.
You're talking about like
that ladder match. Ladder match.
I'm talking about human money's on a pole.
I mean, I think everybody expects that to be like really terrible. So
yeah, and that's not going to make anybody mad, and a lot of the AEW fans are just not going to watch it. Like they're just going to be like, yeah,
like this match made people
because
mad.
they built it well.
Hold up.
That's the fucking problem.
It was built well.
Hold up. Dave Meltzer does not vote in these awards. These are only by subscribers, dude. He does not dictate these awards.
Dave
he frequently disagrees with the results.
And Dave doesn't hype up the worst match of the year. He almost never does. Brian does. Brian will, but Dave does not. So,
if you want to know how, like AEW has an elite roster, how do they ever have a substandard pay-per-view? It's their second best story going into the weekend, in my opinion, was this feud.
This one.
And when this falls as flat as it did, hurts the show.
Disappointing. Like everybody, it wouldn't shock me if this one, because the thing about it is, it's not bad matches that win that award. It's matches that actively. It's either so bad it makes you embarrassed, or it's so mad that it pisses you off. It's one of those two things.
And this pissed me off. Clearly, y'all can't tell.
Like when the WrestleMania main event bombs. Like did Cena Cody win last year? I assume they did. Like when the WrestleMania main event bombs, that's usually
right. I didn't agree with that at all.
But yeah, it's like but to Josh's point, it's because it's in the main event. It has expectations, and people get upset.
Right. I think this one's got a shot.
It might. I agree. Look. I hadn't voted in that thing in a long time because I hadn't been subscribed for a long time. But it would get my vote, 100%. I don't care what comes after this shit. It would definitely get my vote.
Do we have to mention that a lot of Jay White's pay-per-view stuff in AEW hasn't been very good, aside from like the first Hangman match?
I'm not gonna go on my Jay White rant.
I'm not saying.
I'm talking about that too.
The Kevin Knight match where he got injured was really good.
Okay, I'll talk about that too. The reason why when everybody, because I'm not gonna do what a lot of people do either. Just because he's my favorite wrestler, I'm not gonna lie. In this company, he's lost a lot from what he was in Japan. Because in Japan, he was something totally different. In those Japanese main events, they're doing Japanese main events. And this is a guy who just wants to drop you on your head, beat the shit out of your back, fuck your knee up, hit you with a Blade Runner, pin you, right? But in this company, when everybody's having these dynamic matches, that no disrespect, but very spot heavy, very fast paced, all that other stuff, he sticks out like a sore thumb. And that is why when everybody was like, oh, here's your boy come to bomb here, I didn't really fight you on that because I didn't want him to go there in the first fucking place. But I know we live in a world where the company I actually won him in ain't got no fucking money. So I didn't want him to go there in the first place, and it's better than the alternative. So I was like, fuck it, I'll deal with it. You know what I mean? I saw this coming. For anybody that ask anybody that knows me, that's Josh. I saw this coming. Because he doesn't fit this fucking place. He does not fit. And I knew it when he got signed. He don't fit. He's not a fit there. And I said that for all the, hold on, I ain't done for all the motherfuckers that go, Markeem, what about your boy? Markeem, what? I'm telling y'all, I said it when he got signed. I said it. So leave me the fuck alone. Go ahead.
I would put Finlay in that same class now.
That's another one.
I like Finlay more than
that's the thing. And that's the thing. Like the thing with Finlay is that over the losing my voice. over the last like 2 years, I thought he had like good matches all the time. But like again, in this company, he just doesn't fit. He doesn't fit. He should have again no money. He should stayed his ass in Japan, but he can't. Cause ain't no fucking money. Cause the pandemic and that company don't know how to book. But we ain't yelling about them right now.
But talking ball though, like what does Finlay do in the ring that makes him stand out? Like, cause that's what I'm struggling with.
He's just
Nothing.
solid.
Nothing.
But this company has. I saw AR Fox against Kevin Knight on Collision, and AR Fox kicked fucking ass. He was unbelievable. Jumps from the ring to the top turnbuckle with better athleticism than Knight. Like, he is that fucking good, even at 38
I don't
years
know
old.
about that.
He
Knight did something in the main event that was way more impressive.
That was more impressive.
The 1 foot jump.
He has a name. He has a name. WWE was trying to sign him. To be honest, it doesn't look like when he signed with AEW, he got a lot of money. But the WWE was going to sign him for a lot less money, and rumor is it was really close.
I'll also talk about his overrated homeboy when we talk about the G1. But go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I think that he just is a guy who was like, oh, it's a name, so we'll sign him, and then they felt like they needed to use him, and now I'm like, no, let's like if it was just the other two. I think the other two would actually get more over. I think is the thing.
I think it's like that's another thing. Like the stage fit. This is a good discussion. The stage fits different people because, like, again, the last 2 years, I thought, like, from a story standpoint, the stuff with Suji, the man had great matches all the time. You know what I mean? A lot of people were running with, like, the same narratives that he used to run with, but, like, the dude improved a lot. In 2020 and 2024, to me, he was easily the most improved wrestler in the world. The thing was, though, is that he fit in that environment. You know what I mean? In that environment, he fit. But, like, anywhere else in the world, he really doesn't fit. Everybody is different, man. Like, there's some guys in AEW that just would not fit in the WWE. There's some guys in the WWE that just would not fit in AEW, etc., and so forth, and I can keep going. And, like, David Finley's a guy like that. Jay White's a guy like that. There are other examples that I could use, you know, but I'm just saying, fit is everything.
Can he just not, for Finley at least, because White, like, has had some stuff that I've liked, but do they at least have to? Why do they have to be on pay-per-view every month? Why does every pay-per-view have to have a dog match?
It'll change later. He'll cycle down the card, but for right now,
probably post blood and goats.
Yeah. Anyways.
Him, Connors, and his overrated homeboy. I'll talk about later. Talking about Gabe Kidd.
Brandon just sitting there, just
yeah, man. Y'all spent a lot of time on this match. I'm like, God damn. I thought it was a bad match, but it's all good. Good discussion now. Maya World versus Hikaru Shida. Maya World won the TBS Championship. I thought this match was fine. It was
fine.
It was
You
aggressively.
thought this was fine.
Yeah, because I'm not a crazy insane hater with Maya World like you are. She's a young green wrestler. I don't put that much stock into her. It was fine.
Fine.
Yeah, it was fine.
Lena Cross is fine. What My World does is not fine.
Hey, whoa. Who? Would you? What? Who's fine? What are we?
This match was aggressively. It was fine.
She shouldn't. But
it was not fine.
When she's not, when Maya is not with Mercedes, they need to keep these matches shorter. Like,
hey, remember y'all were crying for Shida to come back, and I told you.
Do you still
bad?
Who is y'all?
I didn't know it was gonna be this bad.
Before you misrepresent our stance, I don't think any of us were expecting Sheeta in her prime. We just didn't think the drop off would be this drastic. And how could anyone have known the drop off would be this drastic? She wasn't this bad when she left. When she left, it wasn't this bad.
But we've also, the women's division, the top talent has elevated things, and she was not in that. She was not in that group.
No, I didn't think it'd be this bad. I didn't think it'd be this bad.
4-star matches when she was champion.
The best. I still maintain.
Years, man.
The best.
That long?
The best
Long
AEW
enough.
women's match without a stipulation, I still maintain, is Jamie Hayter and Sheeta on Dynamite.
Yeah,
I rewatched that match, not like literally like a couple weeks ago. The last like 6-7 minutes is really good. The first part of that match is.
I thought Sheeta was excellent in that match the whole way through. But all right, fine. The point is, we didn't think it'd be this bad. And Maya needs to be protected, even though she's getting pushed. These matches can't be very long, because the longer it goes, the more you see the flaws.
So, I did some research on the woman, because I'm just like, all right, what is the issue here?
You really hate her.
And it's like, because it's like her tag team partner's actually.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Wait a minute, it just registered with you. You did homework on My World. What's happening, bro?
Yes, I did.
What you got going on?
Because I was trying to figure out why are some things she does seemingly athletic, yet she's also the most uncoordinated woman at the roster at the same time. Like, it just perplexes me. So I was like, okay, does she have any athletic background? No. She's literally turned 18, went to a wrestling school. She is a female CM Punk. She ain't got no athletic background. She just does this. And she just doesn't have any natural physical talent, it seemingly, because she's like uncoordinated. We ain't even gonna, like, how many times does she fucking botch? Come on, they botched a fucking roll up and you said it was fine. Are you kidding? That's day one wrestling school, Brandon. Fine.
It was okay.
But
Chase is letting go of Yoshihashi, and now Maya World has taken his place. That is
this
crazy.
girl sucks, though. You gonna tell me this girl's
I mean,
good?
the biggest flaw with this match was the length. It needed to go 10 minutes. It didn't need to go.
Yeah, it was a couple kickouts that were kind of weird on there.
They were trying to
Yeah,
build
because she's
this,
bad at kicking out.
but they also, but Chase also, they didn't have the crowd. They wanted this like emotional investment of like, oh my God, Maya keeps kicking out.
Hold on, Ricky. We were told that Maya World has become a star.
She has
Not just in our Discord, all over Twitter. People were saying this. That was a star-making performance.
When you
She
listen
should
to
have
Twitter,
won
that's,
the
that's,
Oscar.
that's,
They should have called the audible. What has she done in all the 4 matches since that match? What has she done?
How many of them have been on Dynamite?
They've mostly been on
No,
Dynamite.
they've not.
She said 2 on Collision, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. They've all been bad. They've all been shit.
But I'm just saying that if you want to make a star, then you have to have them on Dynamite and not just kind of on. They have to be on Dynamite.
Hey,
Chase.
hold on real quick. Jim, while you're right, don't wish that on my favorite company right now. I do not need.
They got Julia Hart right now.
I do not need 6 months of Maya World fucking semi-main events. That is not what I need.
They got Julia Hart right now.
But can we
I
not?
mean, at least she's in this 6-man though, but fucking 6-woman. But yeah, fucking Maya World, nah.
I thought she was the 5-star.
But
No.
I thought I don't want to go too far though with the not improving thing, because I understand, Chase, and you said this in the last show. Well, when Sky Blue had that match at All Out 2021, everyone thought she would like improve over time.
It was that dark. It was dark.
Okay, fine. That she would improve with time, and she never did. I get that, and I get that it is hard to improve in this company when you're not getting house shows and you're not getting that much reps.
This is why I'm going to say they need to sign Kyrie. They need to sign Bailey. They need to sign people who are better than most of their talent and have them work them. Because what they're doing right now, where they're just putting these awful talents together and having these awful matches, they ain't working. Like, they need Bailey. They need Kyrie. They need what?
Chase, you're correct. I just have skipped her match every single night. You're right. My bad.
She's in the Grand Prix.
Yeah. I've been skipping her matches every night.
I agree with you in the current state. I'm just not going to write her off, though. Like, I understand that improving is hard. That doesn't mean it's non-existent, though. Like, it doesn't mean it can't happen. Like, even though it's hard. She's still young.
Yeah, bro,
she
is so... That's my thing. Like, I don't think she's as bad as Chase. But, like, she's so young.
Especially in the current, and when Vic sees this, he's going to scream at me. I don't give a shit. The current state of women's wrestling in this country... She's not. She is not that bad, because they are all so fucking horrible.
That's graving on a curb.
I don't care.
Well, how about this? We've seen Mercedes face some of the other bad people in this company, and she can't carry them to a match as good as she did with Maya World. Like, her and Julia Hart was nowhere near as good as her and Maya World was, for example. Like, it says something that she could even let herself get carried to that point in the first place, whereas these other people... Mercedes can't.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
But she also didn't. She didn't try as hard either.
She didn't try as hard.
Mercedes did.
All right, bro.
Look,
that is great. This is crazy.
You don't walk to the opposite side of the ring, tell the girl to sit down, scream into the corner mic, this motherfucking bitch sandbagged me one more time, I'm kicking her in the face. You don't do that if you ain't passionate about what you're doing in that moment. She never did that against Julia Hart. She didn't get all mad. She didn't show emotion on her face, because it's rare. If you see emotion on Mercedes Monet's face, you notice it, because she's so fake all the time, and you see something genuine, you're like, whoa. But it's no.
Okay, well, if
But
all these women are gonna suck, I'd rather at least someone that's new and young
I'm
versus
saying they need to hire these people who are better that are now available, and they need to work the better people. Like Maya needs to have a feud with Bailey, maybe Kyrie, people who
Well, if Kyrie comes in, she's not feuding with her. She's gonna be busy.
I just wanted to
She's
say
gonna
that I
be
ain't
busy
even-
for. She's
No,
gonna be.
go ahead,
She's gonna be
Josh.
busy. She's gonna be busy for a while if Kyrie comes in. So
she's coming in. She's
gonna
with
say-
Barry Bloom. She's coming in.
Because I haven't even talked about this match. It's funny. It's I didn't think it was good, but I will say it really puts into perspective after I've been trying to catch up with the 5-star Grand Prix, because I caught up 5 minutes before I started watching this show, and this was the first women match I saw. I was like, my God, like I say it all the time, but I'm gonna say it again, man. The level in Japan is just different, bro. Like these women over here.
no, I agree.
Are
I
horrible.
think we need to.
Like
have
they
real,
are terrible,
We need
man.
to have.
We got
real
one.
Discussions.
We have one.
We have
One.
real discussions about the state of women's wrestling in the United States and the fact, and I don't care if people get pissed off about this, you have a bunch of women on the indies that are that they think without question, if you watch the way they wrestle, the end game is WWE. Like they all think that.
100%.
If you watch them,
100%.
that is how they wrestle. They do not wrestle the way that you would want people to wrestle. They all wrestle WWE style, overly choreographed. Let's be a little too what Vince McMahon's gonna like type shit. So, and I think that's a massive problem. And all of these bookers on the indies that are like, no, that's exactly what I want. They all need to fuck off. So,
last thing I'll say
Hold
is
up,
apparently
hold up. Let me put this on stream. Yes, unfortunately, yes, you are correct, Ant. Go ahead, kid.
Dave, believe it or not, Dave actually said in the Sunday review that this is currently getting more votes than the chain match for worst match of the night, which I think is hilarious.
God, I disagree.
I didn't think this was nearly as bad.
No,
I
it
thought
wasn't.
it was barely better.
Well, it
I
was
thought-
barely better.
Come on, man.
This was like a 2-star match. This was fine.
Come
I
on,
gave it a
man.
strong quarter.
All right, Brandon.
Cope and Cage versus Death Riders tag title match.
These motherfuckers. Okay, so it's like, do y'all not watch the show anymore? Do people not sit at the monitor in the back anymore? Because when first tag match happens, where the story is one partner is not on apron because he's selling injury, maybe we shouldn't do the same thing again. And you'd expect that Edge and Christian wouldn't do that of all people, but they fucking did. And they killed the crowd immediately because they were just like, ugh, this again. Like, they were really into it when they first came out, but the second that Pac and Claudio jumped Christian and took him out for 10 minutes, it was just like deflation. And it's like,
Let me ask you this. If they had reversed it, if
Cage and Cope had been first.
no, if you reversed Cage and Cope's roles in the match, do you think it would have been better?
Yes.
I think it would have been better. I
I
think
don't
the
know
fans
hesitation.
would.
Yeah.
I think the fans would have been more into it. I think that was the issue.
That's
So
like Markeem's like rant on Jay White and all those people for not knowing better. I think that most applies of anybody on the show to Cope and Christian. Not just
no,
for
to Cope.
Hold on.
To Cope.
Okay, fine. My general point though, no, whoever. Well, I mean, it's on both of them for letting the heat segment go as long as it did.
True.
Like, sure,
10
one
minutes.
person's, and one person's acting out the heat. I get that, but it's on both of them of having the awareness to realize not just the other tag team match. We're coming off 2 bad matches. The crowd is dead. Like the crowd wanted juice. Like I think that's why the Ciampa Jericho match got over, because it was just such a stark contrast from what we had been watching. And I think the crowd was desperate for action. They were desperate for life. And for both of those guys who are in their 50s, who should know better, who have freedom to do things differently than what was initially discussed backstage, they, I think, are most culpable of anybody on the show for not adjusting as they should have for what the crowd was doing.
I mean, I think the match was still good. I felt it was super underwhelming though, because I did expect this to be very good, maybe great, and it was not that. It was just kind of.
You look at it on paper, it should have been, but it was just fine.
So, It was just, yeah. So
I wouldn't know. I was playing Marvel, so I don't know. I didn't even see
Cool.
this match.
Cope looked really old in this match.
Yeah.
He looked really out of breath in different spots, and he was selling for most of the match. I thought it was a very concerning performance. I thought from Cope.
Bucks came out and challenged Cage and Cope for Wembley. So there's that.
Do you think it'll stay like that?
we'll see. We got 4 weeks, so we'll see.
I mean, it'd be weird, like, because FTR is probably going to be on the show if they're going to be at Rev Pro. Are they just going to like ignore? How does FTR's characters ignore the Bucks and Cope and Christian on TV? Like how?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think you
We'll
should
see.
do. I think whoever suggested it was Sean, but do the Casino Gauntlet tag match, so that way you can be able to debut New Day and still be able to get somebody like FTR inside the show. So I will maybe go with that. But if you want to combine them in the title match, you can do that too. Jericho versus Ciampa. Thought this was a little bit too long, but solid. I enjoyed it.
I liked it.
For the most part.
I liked it because I felt it was fun.
It was
After not getting fun for
Right. Like,
the mid card of infamy. That
Yeah.
3-match sequence that
Yeah.
was just tough.
like this, I think even if they had matches that delivered, I think this still would have been fine because it was not what most of us like in AEW, but I think it was the only thing on the card that was kind of like this, so I think it was fine, and it did come off fun. So
Is everyone okay with the finish? Was everyone okay with the finish? I mean, I thought it was kind of cheesy, but
the
whatever.
drill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
fa-
silly.
the fa-
I mean,
okay,
we had a stuffed
would-
animal. Like I'm not gonna.
It would have been fine if they had just left it where it was with the finish, but when Jericho shoved it in the camera lens and started doing this, and you could see how obviously plasticky, rubbery, fake it was, maybe don't do that. But yeah, if he didn't have done that, I'd have been better with it.
They got the crowd. Good on them.
Andrade
The
versus Mark
good thing-
Davis.
This went too long. I think this should have ended when he hit the Dia de los Muertos on Mark Davis, and he should just.
I think
end it
just
right
about
there.
every match on this. I mean,
Every match
even
went
though
long.
the show, yeah, just about every match went too long. This didn't need to be.
And I think in Tony's mind, like Alvarez talked about this, Tony thinks he's doing the wrestlers a favor because every wrestler always wants more time. But there's so many examples in this show where if the match was 10 minutes instead of 16, it actually would have been better. It would have been
I think
legit
this
straight
was
up
better.
better.
8. This was 8. It would have been better.
This was too long. I thought it was fine. I think it's getting a little overrated. I didn't even give it 3 stars. I thought it was fine.
Oh, we talking about? I zoned out for a second. We talking about Andrade.
Andrade versus
I thought it was
Pixar
good.
Mom.
I thought it was good. But like I said, whoever got sent out to pick those women, you had a better looking woman in the fucking audience. What the fuck are you doing?
Come on, Josh. Don't disrespect these women, man. Don't do that. They're not.
Hey,
items for
hey,
people.
I didn't
they're
pay
playing a
attention
role.
to see how they
They're
looked.
playing a role. They're there for entertainment purposes.
So you got to
And
judge them as such.
It's like
Yeah,
you don't go.
That's
you
how I
don't go
feel. Yeah.
You don't go to Hooters and get okay.
I will say
during
this.
the
Man,
day.
no, that is a whore. Don't Hooters.
I will say this.
Fuck
To
on
Josh-
Hooters for some
To
titties.
Josh's point, you can't get women who aren't, and this is gonna sound terrible if I get canceled. It is what it is. For Andrade's gimmick, you can't get women that aren't conventionally attractive. Like y'all know, like my taste is wild. I like that. There's a certain thing that I look for. We're gonna talk about it in that next match. But but conventionally attractive. There you go. Conventionally attractive, is what all Andrade needs to be with. It just is what it is. He needs to be with the hot supermodel looking chicks, Instagram model. That's what he needs to be with. That's the gimmick. I'm with you.
I don't think he needs that. I don't think he needs the over the top hotness. I just
Why
think
not?
it needs just like the next level down.
The next level down.
You just want the next that realistic hotness. I think that's fine. We didn't even have that. We just had like So
By the way, I didn't think anything was wrong with these women, but to Josh's point, yeah.
like no, there's like nothing but it's entertainment. We
We can move on before someone gets in trouble.
Exactly.
Next match.
There you go.
And then Willow Nightingale beat Tekla for the title. Good match.
It was a good
Yeah,
match.
I
It
barely
came
paid
off
attention, bro.
underwhelming. It came off underwhelming.
It was underwhelming.
This was, like, I've been, because everybody loves making comparisons, and I am trying to reach for one with Tekla because it's like she's got the in-ring charisma, she's got the out-ring charisma, she's got the character, she got the promos, she's athletic. You can see it. She's coordinated. She doesn't botch a lot, but it's just like when it comes to like having a match, never comes out, and it just makes no sense.
When they put her with like a halfway decent worker, and they're like winning those tag belts, you're gonna be like, I love Theckless matches. I'm
Right.
telling you, she's a way better. A lot of people don't. She's a way better tag wrestler, man. I know me and Eddie keep saying it, but it's true. She's so much better as a tag wrestler. Because as a singles man, I don't know what it is, man. It's about like connecting the dots with her. She don't do a very good job with it.
Well, maybe the selling, like especially as a heel, like as she's like working over like a babyface. That's where a lot of these matches seem to really fall flat to me. It's like here she's like working on the ear for Willow, which I don't know if the live crowd, other than when she bit the ear that one time, the rest of the time she was working it, the live crowd didn't seem to really pick up on it. And that's really, it was just very dry. It was just like a series of kicks, like pulling at the ear, and that's like 6 minutes of
I
like a
think-
16-minute match.
I think one of the issues with her is I think what people want out of her matches, you can't go more than maybe 10 minutes. They want it. They want just like what her character is, fast, in your face, just like sprints, and you don't get that. And you don't get that, and so I think it comes off. I think that's one of the like it's not even just that she's not good. I think her character is one that the matches need to be short. Even if she loses, I think the matches need to be short. So
the action doesn't fit the character. Yeah,
Right.
I agree. And it's I was really let down by this. This is the only match I actually rewatched, and I was pissed when I rewatched it because it was exactly as mid as I thought it was, and I was mad at myself for wasting time. I gave this 2.5 stars, and I thought that was harsh. And I was like, no, let me watch that back. Maybe I was just in a bad mood at the finish. I felt the same way when I rewatched it. I rewatched it.
I would give it. I liked it more than you, but I would still only give it like 3.25, maybe. And I think that hurts Willow because you didn't get that like moment,
Dramatic moment. Yeah.
Right.
Compare when Willow, because I think this was a huge fumble, not just because it was the semi-main event of the pay-per-view, both in terms of hype, and it was literally the semi-main event. But not just because of that, but also because it's setting up the all-in main event of the women as well. Willow, when she beat Mercedes in New Year's Eve last year on Dynamite, it felt like a big fucking deal. Like you got the climactic count to the pin. You got the crowd rising up. She's celebrating with the other women. And this felt 1/10 of that. Like this felt so flat. And yes, Tekla is not as good as Mercedes, I understand. I think it's deeper than that though. I think the way they set up this finishing sequence was bad. Having Sky Blue come out, put the foot on the ropes, gets caught in the act while doing it. There's no DQ. The ref doesn't throw her out. The commentators, like, Alvarez again mentioned this in Brian and Vinny, and it was rare. It was a rare good review from him. He actually did mention this. They make the commentators look like idiots sometimes. Like, Excalibur's like, did the ref see her put the foot on the rope?
I will say this. The commentary all night drove me crazy.
Oh, my God.
Like
And it really hurt in this moment, but like they come back in the ring and Tekla's setting up the stomp. She doesn't hit it and she just gets backslid into a pin. No one thinks it's going to be the finish. It is the finish. The crowd gives that like that whoa they give when the 3 count comes when they don't expect it. Like, oh shit. I didn't know that was it. And you could have very easily had Tekla hit the stomp, go for a near fall. It would have been a dramatic kick out. Build the spear into the Dr. Bomb, and it would have been a dramatic pin. Even with the rest of the match being sucky, you still could have had a dramatic finish despite that. And I thought the sequencing of not building around the finisher near falls, not building around the Dr. Bomb finish, and building around that weird-ass backslide, why? Because you want to protect Tekla? Like, what the fuck are we doing? It was so... I think this was a big missed moment in AEW's history because Willow winning the title should feel like a big fucking deal. It's like a story they've told for like 3 years. This should feel like a really special moment, and it just doesn't. It felt so flat. And I think it's a shame because you can't do this again. There's only one time that Willow finally wins the world title for the first time. And it just didn't meet the moment at all. Like if Mercedes beats her, and I don't think she should, but if Mercedes beats her, there's going to be a fuck ton of pyro. The commentary's going to go crazy. It's going to feel nothing like this.
Well, with the right story, they can build it up to be something bigger than what she got now.
Maybe.
I mean,
No,
you
I
think
have
maybe
Hangman's
first
Page's
reign-
second title win was bigger than his first.
But the first one was still big. The first one was still big, though.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm
Wasn't
saying.
that
But the fact
big?
they got it
It
bigger,
was.
and I think they can do the same thing with Willow.
Maybe. I thought this was a huge letdown. Like the match was a
agree.
letdown, but I thought the
I do
finish
think
was a letdown.
that if and this is gonna be a lot on Mercedes, if they have a really good feud going into, I think it can salvage it a little bit. But we'll see.
And yo, I'm with Kid. Mercedes should not win, and I'm not just saying that because old Markeem the Mercedes. No, like she should
No,
learn
she
a
shouldn't.
lesson and then win this title. This same character that has been the same character that I can't stand, should not be the one to beat her for this title.
You
It
know how
be
she
a
should win the
different-
title? She
You
should
said what?
win the title. Bailey should come in. They should do the tag thing. And Bailey's the one that's like, hey, you want to win this title, you're going to have to do it this way. You can't do it the way you've been trying to do it. Because they're going to be face. Even because these people are going to want to cheer Bailey anyways.
Of course.
And Mercedes can like just go off of that and then be kind of facetious and then be like, hey, you want to win?
You mean facetious?
Facetious, that too. But I think I think it can work. But I agree. I think
Now,
that'd be
I'm
really,
with you,
that'd be
Josh.
really
I'm
shitty.
with you. That's a good way to do it.
That would be really shitty. Because
Well,
I
'cause-
mean, she's coming in. I mean, like it's pretty evident that she's coming in, and I don't want to hear when she comes in all these people bitching and complaining that she comes in. I don't care that she's washed.
Nobody from
I don't
the
care.
Fed.
I don't care that she's washed, and she is, but she is the type of person that there's multiple reasons why you sign her, and her being washed does not wash all of that away. So there you go.
If Mercedes just beats Willow, what's the payoff from getting
Right,
all those
right.
titles and losing all those
Right,
titles?
right,
Like it's just
exactly.
like she took a vacation, she refreshed herself, and now she's back to beating everybody again. It's like what's the lesson here? Like I thought there was a
She's back on
story
her
they were telling.
yacht. She was back with her expensive, like
Right.
champagne, and she just wins the title.
And I like that she's like clinging onto the Owen belt, which like Ospreay is not touching his belt, but Mercedes is so attached to it because she needs the title, she needs the validation. And if she loses to Willow, she's probably not gonna walk around with the Owen belt anymore, and not walk around with the world title either. And she feels naked, she feels exposed, she feels weak. And like I think there's a lot there, and I think I don't expect it,
Hey,
unfortunately.
Kid, you
but-
know what I want to happen? I want her to lose the Willow and still carry around that belt, like in delusion.
Or
like,
do what you just
I
said.
won this tournament.
And she's like out of it, and then Bailey shows up, and Bailey's kind of like her redemption. They win the tag titles. You know, they're able to do all of that, and then
And plus, especially after how this shit went on this show, I think it'd be really good for Willow to win in that spot. It would feel maybe not the same level, but kind of how it felt like for Tony last year, where it felt very legitimizing as like this is like one of your overall stars in AEW, not just one of your stars in the women's division. And I think that's a good opportunity. You both help Willow and you get a better story out of Mercedes. You can have Mercedes win the title next year. It'll still be really hot. We said for years, maybe it's not the best time to make this argument as people complain about the Ospreay story, but they did successfully stretch the Ospreay win out. It's business-wise, it's working.
Right.
You know, they successfully stretched it out when we were dubious. I'm certain they could stretch this Mercedes stories out more, and I think it could be a better story. And I'd be really disappointed if they just had Mercedes win, and then Mercedes is just badass heel that had been winning. She won 14 belts. She lost them all to jobbers. She was crying, and now she's just back, and now she's a badass again. It's like
But one of them she mailed back, but who cares?
Travis brought up a good point. The stipulation, the Cody step, they should do it. They should do it with Mercedes. I agree. And then that's when she wins the title.
Yeah, that could work. So yeah, overall, good but disappointing show. Everyone seems to agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Marquine, we might have to point on G1 until next week because we got some other stuff we got to talk about here.
Next week. We're gonna be back
You mean
next
2
week.
weeks?
2 weeks.
Y'all don't want to come back and review.
No,
of
no, no. Yeah, and you know what? That might work out better, Brandon, because I think the tournament will probably be over by then. I think.
We can, yeah.
What WWE topics y'all talk about? I got WWE Radio on this list. I got the cards of SummerSlam.
SummerSlam's.
Where do we want to start?
Okay, so the big one is that J.P. Morgan put out an analysis report of their stock, and they downgraded TKO, and they cited the downgrading of TKO as the reason being is WWE's weakness in their business metrics recently. They're not talking about the guaranteed money. They're talking about live events being down. They're talking about viewership being down, merch sales being down. Like Wall Street is starting to talk about the things we've been. How long have we been talking about this?
3
All
years.
year.
For 3 years at least.
Yeah, but
ever
since Triple H got the belt, we were all like, "This is not gonna last. He's gonna fuck this up," and he's fucking this up. And apparently, according to Dave Meltzer, this has made Nick Khan and Paul Levesque's seats hot. And to me, it's like, okay, how long? Like, how fast is it gonna be? Is it gonna be immediate? Are they gonna slide some other people in? But the other thing is like. Post Wrestling mentioned this, but it's like your typical WWE. It's like that's a giant story because most of us thought what Nick Khan was untouchable. He'd probably leave there his own volition. Like to hear anything otherwise, that should be like
that also gets into the points of what people have been saying about ESPN. That ESPN has been putting a whole lot of pressure on WWE that the shows had to change, that they are beyond not happy with viewership and all of that.
They've stopped the free matches because
which means you've now pissed off Fox and you've pissed off Disney, and that's not good. That's not good. So, and maybe the entertainment world is waking up to the fact that hey, there was reasons outside of like what you guys thought of why Universal kept giving WWE all this money, right? Like they have to have WWE programming on USA Network. That has to be a thing. If not, that network that network will crater without it. So there you go. I think they're just finally catching up. So
man, they better just take their ass back to USA, man. Put everything on USA. Why not? Who's next? Who's the next fool to give them money after
the only game left in town they haven't gone to is Amazon, but right. I don't think they're dumb enough.
I don't think Amazon. The thing about Amazon and the thing about Prime is they're very much about value for what they're getting. That's why they went so hard on NASCAR. That's why the NBA because right, you're getting value for that. You're not, why they went hard for the World Cup. You look at the things that they actually spend money on. It's not just stuff that we think this will do this or that. There's a reason why you look at on Prime and you look at like the movie list that they have, even though they own MGM. It's not a lot of MGM movies. It's a lot of B movies. It's a lot of stuff that people will watch over and over and over again, but it's not your high grade stuff, and there's a reason for that. So
it is interesting that even though WWE has been public for a while, before they were under the TKO banner, before Vince got sold out, imagine all those times that Raw ratings were falling, numbers were falling, and they were able to kind of survive it, and there was never really a question of what would happen to Vince, or anything like that.
Oh, yeah, Dynamite beat it 2 weeks in a row. That's another thing that
the live viewership
brought it. Yeah.
And well, it just makes you. This is the first because when when the purchase officially went through, things were like quote unquote going well in 23 and 24, and some of those new deals of where they were going to distribute the PLEs and Netflix hadn't been announced yet. This is kind of the first time where under the TKO banner, you're seeing a significant drop in popularity, and the consequences of that I think you're seeing in this report are different than they were in like 2008 or 2015. Now like it's just a reminder that like they're in a different corporate world where they're not producing. It's not as simple as this is Vince McMahon's empire and there's nothing anyone can do about it. Like TKO will just ship their ass out.
We saw what happened with UFC. They cleaned house there once they saw a little dip. Like
right.
I would expect.
And keep in mind, it's
like,
not.
I would
it's
expect
not,
all them old people that have been there forever just gone.
Well, here's the thing. It's not the TKO people. It's Endeavor. We never talk about Endeavor. And Endeavor went private because if they didn't go private, the debt would be public and everyone would know exactly what the debt numbers actually were. And they didn't want that. So, and there's definitely pressure coming from them. I think that's why we can kind of talk about the Janelle Grant thing. I think that's why that's getting settled. I think that's why the other lawsuit, the investor lawsuit, getting settled. I don't think that's going to be cheap settlements either. That I think that investor lawsuit is going to be close.
Billions.
Yeah, at least I would not be shocked if it's in the billions. That one. And if you're willing to pay that, then I said this on the Discord and everyone kind of laughed, but I think Janelle Grant is going to get a lot of money, not just a lot of money. I think.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think 8, maybe even close to 9 figures, so that she'll go away. Because the thing is, and this is the thing that no one really talking about with both of these lawsuits, magically they both got, hey, let's pay whatever we got to pay. As soon as we started getting more and more and more of the evidence coming out, and one had to do with the other in a lot of ways. Like there was stuff coming out of the Janelle Grant lawsuit that had to do with the investor lawsuit and the same and back and forth, where it became evident that probably Endeavor was like, we can't keep letting this stuff come out because it's making us look really, really, really bad to the people that if they start paying attention and people actually start looking and seeing actually how all of this went down, it's not going to make us look good. Make this go away, and basically however much it's going to cost. I truly think that's what's going on. So all of these people that are running around saying, oh, Janelle Grant just wanted the money. Well, no shit, she just wanted the money. It's a civil case. Civil cases are about money. They're not about going to jail, not about any of that. It's about money. So yeah, but she's also probably going to get a shit ton more money than she was originally, got with that non-compete. And, oh, by the way, the other part of that no one talks about is now we know that there were a ton of other non-competes that we don't know any, or
non-disclosure, NDAs.
Non-disclosure, that we know exist. We don't necessarily know who they are. Some people have been able to connect some dots, but all of that, like I think Endeavor just wanted this shit to go away because of everything that slowly started coming out. So, and we hadn't even really gotten to the parts where lots of stuff was going to come out. So there you go. And you have the Ring Boy, but the Ring Boy lawsuit, that's not something they can just make go away.
Nope.
So yeah.
Is
Anything
there
else?
anybody watching this weekend?
No.
I might.
You're here talking about it. What do you want from me? I have to ask.
I might watch it. We'll see. I might watch it for curiosity reasons. Parts of it.
If I get somehow I gain access to ESPN, because I canceled the shit after my that 2 months I did watching every SmackDown, every Raw, every pay-per-view, just trying to understand the product, and I came away even more baffled than before I did that. I canceled it then, but apparently I'm gonna have it now but the YouTube TV rollout for ESPN Unlimited is weird because it's like not full blast. They're just like selecting certain people, and if your app updates, you can pull it down, but if it doesn't update, you're not in it yet. It's weird, but yeah, if I happen to get in it before Saturday or Sunday, I might peek. But the thing about this show is that Saturday is at 33,019. Sunday is at 32,259. If they don't do some massive fucking paper, and this thing's going to look really embarrassing. Because that's less than half full both nights.
So what's that total? That's 65 right now?
Yeah.
65. I still think that if If I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying
They're
to beat
not
it.
gonna do
I'm not
it,
saying to beat it.
Josh.
No,
But I'm not
No.
saying to beat it. I'm not saying
Nope.
to beat it. I'm saying to
Nope.
get close. I'm saying to
They're
get
gonna
close.
beat both nights. What? I mean, they're gonna beat them individually. Why would they care about the combined number? That's like a fake number.
I know it's a fake number, but it's a good
Because
PR
most of those
number.
people are the
What's,
same
what
people.
are we talking about here?
Yeah, I'm
He
confused.
thinks that Tony should try to paper the fuck out of All In to beat SummerSlam's
Not
combined
only if
attendance on
they
one day.
only if they get like within, I would say they get to like 45. I think then you start getting aggressive. Is how I would put it. And I don't think they have to beat them. I think it just has to get close. So
They're on pace for 46 right now.
I understand. But I think you still need like room. Like it would have to be in
All
the
right.
next like week.
So I have a question, Josh. Since you bring that up, what would the SummerSlam number have to be for you to want Tony to do that?
What? No, it's not the SummerSlam number.
No, but I'm saying, like, I know you said you want him to paper it to beat him if he.
But here's
it's
the
like,
thing.
Like, what do you want that SummerSlam number that you want Tony to beat?
Well,
That's what I'm
let's
saying.
now,
here's the thing.
basically.
Yeah, basically now or maybe 70, right? It has to be less than 70.
They're not
And
going
I
to get
think-
70 for All In.
But
no,
no,
way.
that's not
Even
what
with
I'm
paper.
saying. That's not what. Listen to what I'm
They
saying.
won't get close. They won't get close. They won't get close.
Could they get 60?
No.
No.
At this
I
point,
think 50. I think they have a shot at 50.
50
I do
is your
think
best
they have
bet.
a real shot at 50.
But is
60,000
that like,
a lot of
you know,
people in like a little bit of time.
That's not. Nah.
They've been having quad-digit days, Markeem.
You
I'm
said
just
what?
saying that
They've been
that-
having quad-digit ticket sales days.
I know, but 60,000? We're kind of close now, man.
But to Chase's point, they can already say that All In
No, I agree
outdrew
with
each
that.
night.
I agree
That's
with
enough.
That. But
That's enough.
here's the thing: thinking like that, thinking like what you just said, is why they continually lose the PR war to WWE.
They don't care anymore. Have you seen this man?
He
He's
cares.
Kumbaya.
He
don't
cares.
care.
He cares.
He doesn't
He
care
cares.
anymore.
Man, Josh, you sound real Eric Bischoff like right now. This is crazy.
I'm not even saying they have to beat them. I'm not even saying
Look,
that.
I even came on last show when they had only beaten Raw once. Not even 2 weeks in a row. They should have put a PR release about it. They ain't said shit.
No, but it's the you don't say anything about it. It's not you saying anything about it. It's you hoping that if you do that other people talk about it.
But building-
There's not,
That's
there-
where-
that's
that's
not going to
where-
happen in this
that's where-
environment where the
that's
media
where-
is so Fed controlled.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to let that happen,
Okay.
Josh.
Okay.
Paula Gentle's got his tendrils way too dug deep into some of these people. Because I just did a little exercise in our little DM for this show. Just be like, has Fightful mentioned this JP Morgan report? No. Has PW Insider? No. Post Wrestling? Yes. Because of course they did. But it's like,
I'm sure Dave will talk about it Thursday.
yeah, Dave's the one who reported it.
Yeah, but I'm saying that he'll talk about it like
can't-
in depth.
But Josh, like winning, like in general, because like I guess WWE Busted Open Radio is also like a topic on the show. Like in general, when you can only trust Dave and the post guys to talk about this stuff honestly, like you're just
I
not
know.
going to win that war.
I
Like,
agree, but I'm just saying that
Because they've done such a good job of ruining their reputations. It's
I agree with
insane.
that. I agree with that.
And it's stupid. But
And, like,
that's how Trump became president, the same methods.
Well, no, and the Busted Open Radio thing, like, and I've seen like other even WWE fans talk about this. It probably won't end there. Like they'll probably
Right.
outright buy other outlets too. Like,
And I mean,
that's probably just the start of it.
to get this is me a little bit of
Give me
hope
the
is that even WWE fans have said this is ridiculous, that they're not happy with it. The people that listen to those shows don't seem like they're very happy with it because they wanted at least a little bit of like,
Oh,
they wanted the
you're
illusion.
plugged up. Yeah, they
Yeah,
wanted the illusion.
Yeah,
So,
they
and
want
they're
the
not gonna
illusion.
have that.
Of objective coverage. You at least want to be able to
Right.
lie to yourself and say, hey, well, they're not really WWE employees. Like, they're just speaking their opinion. You want that.
Right.
You
Now
want
they
to tell
are.
yourself that.
Forget
Yeah.
the fact that most
No,
of
they
them are actually, or even before
Correct.
WWE employees. But
Well, now they are. So mask
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Man, you know, the last 2 days, they hadn't said anything about redemption at all. Crazy. Not even a
Who?
little bit.
Who?
Busted open.
They're
Nothing.
not gonna talk
They're
about
not
it.
gonna be around.
I
Never
know,
gonna
but
talk about.
I know, but Dave LaGreca got on air. Nothing's gonna change, guys. Like,
Everybody knew that was bullshit when he said
oh
it.
my God, man.
Thunder Rosa
what
can't
you
be on the
say.
show anymore.
Yeah, Thunder Rosa can't be on the show.
MJF
MJF
can't
used
come
to
back.
appear every so often.
Yeah.
Can't come back.
Yeah.
Who else will pop? Chris Jericho can't appear anymore. Who else would do it?
They had already gotten rid of Russo and what's his name?
Then Coach.
Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking embarrassing, man.
So
I
It's
hate
so
it,
lame.
Tony
It
Khan.
just, do they not understand that this always just makes them look worse? Counter
don't.
programming,
But it
and,
doesn't.
and doing
But
it
it
makes them
doesn't.
look worse.
But it
yes,
doesn't.
it does, man. The people,
it makes
the,
it look-
the people
look worse
speak
to
with their
us.
support. Because they don't like this shit. Nobody likes this shit, man. None of their
People
none
like
of their fans like this shit.
People
The way
like
they
it.
do that,
They
don't.
like Danhausen and they like
right.
Baron
Well,
Corbin.
I just mean like the counter programming and doing shit like this. Like their fans don't like that shit, man.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
they
yeah,
show it every
counter-programming.
time they do it.
Multiple
Every time
times.
they do it, they show it.
It objectively gets less viewers and less attendance than the other times they do those shows. Like their own fan base doesn't watch the shows as often. It's just true. Like I don't know if there's anything on this SummerSlam card that's going to change things. Like Josh, I will say, like Josh, I get the unlimited stuff for free. So there's no cost to just fucking
Right.
turning on the app and just being like, let's see what they're going to do here. I am genuinely curious if the immovable object versus the irresistible force, Cody Rhodes never losing in this company in big matches, at least consistently. If he ever does, he usually gets the win back right away. That versus Cody Rhodes not wanting to turn. Because I think he's probably going to have to do something
One
here.
of the two things is going to have to happen.
Because I think if he's going to win,
Punk
he's probably going to turn.
Punk can turn.
Punk could turn, but does Cody... I guess if Punk's turning, Cody is seeing that as opportunistically, I'm losing now, but I'm going to win this feud in the long run. And when it's babyface Cody chasing heel Punk, is probably how he justifies it to himself. But I think both guys, like Punk wants to be the babyface hero too. It's not just Cody. Punk wants that too.
I don't think there's going to be a clean finish in this match. There's no fucking way.
Do you think they're just going to do a DQ? That'd be fucking... I mean, it is on night one,
Hell
to your
yeah,
point.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
No,
That'd be hilarious.
you
That'd be
just
so
have-
funny.
do
you
it.
have gone through run out. Do some shit.
Danhausen.
If they do a
out.
DQ, if they did a DQ, the fans would turn on both of them so bad. Because that's the thing is even the WWE fans seem to know what's going on, like that part of it. I think if they did a DQ, the fans would know, and I think that'd be bad for both guys.
I mean,
because
that's the
they'd be
only
like-
reason Rollins is in this match because it's the only like upper tier guy that
Not
Roman
the
can
lose.
just beat.
They are
Josh,
at a...
they'll be mad for like a week though. Like they'll just go back to
But I mean, it can't just be like Cody winning and Cody being babyface Cody champion again. Like that, even
No.
their audience is tired of that at this point. Like
Yes.
he's been doing that for 2.5 years. 2.5 years.
It's been longer than that. Didn't he show up
I-
at 22?
No, but being champion though is what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, and to be fair, he was doing it before then too. Like,
Sure,
he's
that
been
character.
face for like a long, long time, and
time
really
to
has
turn, bro. It is my God. It's been long time to turn. Come on, Cody. You cannot be like he's oblivious. I know but come on, brother. Come on. Now is the time.
And
This is
here's
crazy.
the thing: if he were to say, "Well, I can't turn," my dad never was a heel. That's a fucking lie. His dad was a heel in his first run in WWE.
And then how many of those fans actually care about his dad? No disrespect.
Right. No,
They don't know that, man. They don't know Dusty Rhodes. They don't give a fuck, man.
Is he the guy who wore the polka dots and delivered
Exactly. And they don't even know that. Those fans don't even know that shit. So what the
But-
fuck, man?
I am curious to see because Cody Rhodes is an all-timer. Paul, like what Cody did in the WrestleMania cycle of getting out of jobbing to Roman, losing the title to Drew, getting it back, and then adding the McAfee thing and getting able to beat Orton in the main event when people thought Orton was going to win. Like he is a master at this, an absolute master. There is no way he just gets hit with a GTS and there's nothing else after. There's no turn or no like thing, like when he was going to lose to MJF at Revolution 2020 and he came in with the neck tattoo, and MJF was apparently furious because all the attention became on the neck tattoo instead of on the results of the match. There's going to be something, some Cody shtick, some leak to Fightful after the match, like some Cody way to diminish your champion size.
On speed dial.
Like, we're getting some Fightful report for either whoever loses this match. We're getting some Fightful report about like contract negotiation or injury or backstage, anything to draw attention off the fact that they lost the match, unless one of them is turning. But that's I'm excited to see how it plays out because Cody's really good at this. Cody's really, really good at finding a way to be on top in these situations. And maybe to Marquinhos' point,
Russell's with a bad Achilles.
maybe the only way he can actually get his way this time is to turn. Maybe he's like, okay, they finally got me. There's nothing else I can do. I have to do this.
He'll find a way.
We'll see. I'm very curious. I'm actually
if I watch, it's simply because I've heard absolutely crazy shit that I got to see for myself, or, and it would pretty much be that because there's no way for me to watch either show live.
Dude, they don't have money. Stop with this.
And Brandon and I will probably watch the Hell in a Cell, but
they fucking made that shit fucking. Did y'all watch that fucking segment I posted in the fucking chat?
Yes, I saw.
Where it's like, I can't get out, Brock. The door's locked.
Get in here! Get in here, you coward! You freaking coward! Open the door, coward!
How many times?
Nigga, leave the cage! Open the door! Go get him!
How many times have we seen Muscular Man rip off the fucking
rip
door?
the door.
How did Kane debut? Ripping on the door of that fucking cell. What did Bobby Lashley do? Jump through it. What did Mark Henry do? Rip it in half. Like, what? He's just like, oh, you're a coward, putting this locked door between me and you. But SummerSlam,
why don't you come out here, you coward? Come out here, you coward.
Oh, my God. And fucking Paul Levesque and Madden Pierce in the ring. Lift it. Push the button. You got the earpiece. Tell the dude to push the button. Oh, it was so fucking bad. They have made something that's a great concept. Which he should have won all 3 matches if they were going to do this, because you're trying to make your 27-year-old a megastar, not the 50-year-old man who's a rapist. You're still having a shiner, but whatever. Who cares? Plus that motherfucker was out there again, making it about himself again when you can't even do shit anymore because he got a fucking pacemaker in his chest. Like what?
He's got a defibrillator. It's even worse. I'm not trying to be nerdy. I'm trying to point out that it's even more dangerous. Like he literally can't do anything.
Like what, dude? We know you can't do anything. Anybody with a brain knows you can't do anything. Why are you still trying to make this about you? Like, you look lame. I know you understand you're trying to pump up like Dana, but Dana doesn't he doesn't go out there in the middle of matches and be like, "Hold up, guys."
Yo, I don't want to go as far as to say they fumbled over Femi. I don't think that's fair.
No,
they're gonna. That segment was real bad.
But
he's gonna win. He's gonna win.
But I will.
Does that matter? How's he gonna win?
I will say
good
he
question.
is clear. He is clearly not the same though.
It is worse. Yeah,
not the same.
I would agree.
By like a large margin, this motherfucker.
And look, and I think a very worthy argument also is, even if he wins this match, if the goal is to keep him strong till the Mania, you see, it's amazing they release these Unreal videos that just bury them even more. When they're like, we'll shove Braun Breaker down to the fans' throats if we have him win the Rumble, so let's embarrass him.
They'll be mad. It's like, are you stupid? Are you dumb?
Their ability to go from SummerSlam to WrestleMania with Obafemi with no problems is unlikely. They'll find a way to mess it up. But I do think he's going to win. He is going to win this weekend.
One would hope.
I
hope so.
Is there anything they can do? Because last year at SummerSlam they brought Brock back.
What should happen is Brock Lesnar should be laying in a puddle of his own blood in his hometown in front of Sable and his daughter that looks way too much like him, crying. And him put his foot on his chest and be like, I am the ruler. That's how it should end. It ain't going to end like that.
Well, you can't do the blood. You can't do the blood, so.
Why you can't? They do it whenever they feel like it. Whenever they feel like it, somebody get cut. So, they can do the blood. They can do the goddamn blood. They should.
There's no return spam they can do, right? They love doing that like big return at the end of the show to get hype. They can't really do that in this current state.
I was saying that because the Dwayne button's not on right now. John Cena's filming Superman. The button they pushed was $25 tickets. And that was the last gasp of desperation they had. And it's just like,
I mean,
they have nothing.
I mean, there is one thing that they could do that.
Oh God. Something
Don't
unlikely.
even say it. Don't even say it.
What's up?
Don't
I'm
even
confused.
say
What's
it.
going on?
Just saying.
Don't, shut up. Don't even say it. Don't say
What's
it.
going on?
We're
What's
not
happening?
saying that man's name on this program, Josh. Just stop it right now.
What's happening? I'm confused.
You say that name, I'm starting with my Benoit jokes again.
What's going on? Like I don't know what you're talking about.
No, Markeem, just think.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, that's
Use your
not good.
head, Markeem.
They can't do that. They can't do that.
They cannot do that, Josh.
They cannot do that.
I know they can't, but it doesn't mean they won't.
Brandon, you're on mute.
Markeem.
No one can hear you.
Oh, got it. Oh, and okay, got it.
You're still on mute.
And then I saw it like it happened in real time.
You're so
Oh,
good,
man.
Brandon.
I think he just gave up. He just threw in the towel. Yeah, that they could do that, but they should not. And honestly, even for them, probably not. Like I would think not. But yes, you're right, Josh. That is the last thing that they have.
That is the last. That is truly the last thing they have.
I mean, it's being settled.
Is this weekend just going to end with like Roman Reigns spears Seth Rollins, pins,
Yes.
Bloodline raise the titles in the air? That's so
Yes.
flat. Like
Yes.
Yes.
how did, and it doesn't
They
even.
can 100% do it. I love y'all, man. I love y'all so much, man.
I mean, when you have 3 people in that company, well, technically 3. I guess 3.
I'm sorry, you were talking about bringing Vince back the whole time, right?
God damn it.
I just want to make sure that's what we were talking about.
I love how
That
you
is what I was
unmuted the mic to just like drop in and say
I just
that.
want to make
very-
sure, yeah, because I was saying that. I was like, are we talking about Vince this whole time? Like,
Is this the peak of the Roman Cody Punk have a stranglehold on this product? Is this the end of that? I mean, it
You would
feels
hope.
like their
You
fans are
would
sick
hope.
of it too.
You would hope.
The problem is that this motherfucker doesn't know how to pivot at all.
Well,
'Cause-
the other problem is who are they going to use in those spots? Because that's the other.
No
part.
idea, because the last time he was in this position, he went to fucking Killer Cross, and he can't do that this time.
I think an
use is walking around with Roman. The guy they should use is literally standing next to Roman. Man, I hate this company, man.
He's now a cuck boy, man. He's a cuck boy now.
Jesus
How-
Christ.
compare how we were talking about Braun Breaker last year to how we're talking about him now. Like it's
Him
so
too.
sad.
Thank
It's
you,
so
kid.
sad.
Him too.
I-
They
but like,
have
and
people.
But like, and we've talked about this in the show. I don't like when they fumble these young guys because even if you're rooting for the company to die and you want these guys to go to AEW, it's worse for everybody that Braun Breaker's in a worse position
Right.
now than a year ago. It's worse for everybody. It'd be worse for Oba. Like, as much as people would laugh if Brock beats Oba, I think it'd be really sad. It'd be like, fuck, now Oba has less value in the wrestling industry as a whole. You know, like I don't want them to ruin these guys' careers. They will because they suck.
People
at this.
don't understand. Like as much as I hate this company, it is a good thing when they are good and they are popular because it makes everyone else better. Problem is when they were popular a few years ago, they weren't good, and now they're neither. You know what I mean? I need them to be good and popular, even if I hate everything they do. Good and popular, and it's not.
But here's the thing: we're what Ricky's talking about is how many like I think the point of the WWE radio thing. I think this is a good point of this is how many people actually talk about the wrestling ecosystem and what the wrestling ecosystem actually looks like.
No, nobody.
Like even Dave really doesn't talk about that. Like if he gets off on a rant or if it comes up, they'll talk about it. But they don't really talk about the fact that, New Japan is in a bad spot. Even with new ownership, they're probably still in a bad spot, and the worst spot that they've probably ever been in their existence, which is crazy to think about. It is really crazy to think about. The fact that Japanese wrestling as a whole, right, is just not in a good, is in a bad
men's
spot.
wrestling.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
The Joshis are fine. They are fine.
But
I think
it's just a bad spot. So,
and the last thing I'll say on the Roman Punk Cody thing, it really seems like Triple H, despite being the former wrestler, despite putting guys down while he was on top, it really seems like he can't tell these guys no. It really seems like he's trying to make them all happy, and he can't de-push them.
Here's the thing: we know Cody's contract is a weird contract, right? And they just extended it. It's not like he signed a new deal; he just extended the old one. And we know that when he went there, it was different from everybody else's contract when he got signed. We know that Roman has signed a new contract since then. I cannot imagine Roman saying, okay, you're going to give me a contract like Cody. Now you have two guys that probably have some form of actual veto and
That's
control.
a good point, Josh.
Right? Punk probably doesn't, so he's probably the odd man out. But
there's
that's
no
a problem.
thing in there that says he can't take his ball and go home for 3 months till they give him another world title after he does job.
I know.
This company feels like if 1998 WCW had like 4 years of guaranteed financial stability. Like it's all the same problems, but you don't worry about them like going out of business because of all this contract money they have. Like
Right.
Like everything you're saying is like straight out of like Hogan's creative control and like the bad booking.
That was
That's
the crux
funny as
of the
hell.
JP Morgan analyst is like they have all this guaranteed money, but they should also have this additional revenue coming in that's extremely weak because the product is so bad.
Right.
But
And I thought Tay made a good point too. If it's getting to the level that if you're not that top guy, if you're like a mid-carder and they ask you to take a 50% pay cut, you're probably even more afraid of jobbing than you were before. You're probably even more willing, oh shit, if I lose 2 pay-per-views in a row, they're going to ask me to take a pay cut? Fuck this.
Especially because we've talked about this before. Not everybody wants to go to AEW for a variety of reasons, but also there's a lot of people that know the score and know that if they go there they can't hang, right? Like that is without a doubt. Like I firmly believe that's why Sammy didn't go. I bet Kevin's probably the same way. Probably is
Balor
like,
Balor probably doesn't want. Finn Balor probably doesn't want that on his body right now either.
Right. Like they're like, I'm not doing that. I'm just stay here and So
yeah, we'll see if it's just a boring PLE. We'll see if they do anything interesting. Probably not.
How many matches are on that show?
It's
Six
like
each
16.
it's 12.
Six is a good number for them.
12.
So
One,
usually
two,
lucky.
3, 4, 5, 6.
There's
One,
12.
two,
So it's
Six
6
on
on both nights. So it's 6 on both
Yeah,
nights.
that's not bad.
Hey, that's like good.
Hey, we've gotten
That
4
was
match
one of their-
PLEs from them.
That was one of their demands. They wanted more matches on these shows.
Right.
So that's given number one. The other demand was they need to be better. We'll see if they make up on that one.
Right.
Dubious.
Are y'all coming back next week to review this?
We'll see. We'll see. I don't.
You be here by your
I don't
damn
just-
self, Josh. Not I.
I mean,
Well, you come back. When does the G1 end?
I did say y'all.
Ooh, that's a good question, kid. I don't know. I just been watching.
Still got a
the
couple.
shows,
It's still
man.
got a couple weeks. At least
Yeah.
like 3
Yeah.
weeks. Nothing.
It's not the end of the world if you guys just come back in 2 weeks like you usually do and just do the
And be
SummerSlam
like-
review on delay.
yeah.
Look. The people that watch this show, they know we hate that company, man. They don't expect us to be here next week. Honestly,
Right.
they don't expect it.
We'll talk about it, but we won't like you got to talk about them. But
We
just
got
boring.
anything else for actual wrestling stuff?
I don't.
Is it? No. In short, no. But just wanted to say it's like Rumble and Mania had problems, but it was at least interesting to talk about the way they were fucking up. This is just kind of dull. It's like, it's Roman and Rollins. It's like, who cares?
Right.
Like, there's nothing to say.
Shield.
Agreed.
But they're not the only company putting on a show this weekend.
No, they are
Are they,
not.
Marquette?
No, they are
No,
not.
they're not. That's right. You go away. You go away. You go away.
There you go.
That's because this Friday night, Blue Moon Wrestling is proud to present Sinister Consequences. Marking, we got a stack card full of action coming to everybody this Friday night. What do we got planned for Sinister Consequences?
Well, I don't know, Chase. If you saw our show last week, you know that our current champion is the legendary Jushin Thunder Liger, and he is a fighting champion, and he agreed to put his title on the line against the winner of our opening contest. We got the hardcore legendary Funk.
It's a survival of the
Oh, yeah,
fittest.
survival of the fittest, man.
Elimination rules.
And then we have the hardcore legendary Funk. We got the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. We got the greatest Mexican performer, at least in my opinion, of all time, the great Eddie Guerrero. We got the current best wrestler in the world in Will Ospreay. And we got the current biggest star in all of wrestling in Mystico. But from the depths of Arkham Asylum comes a man who is challenged some of the fiercest individuals in all of the world. We got a man that went toe-to-toe with Batman, that's killed his partner, multiple partners of Batman. We got a man that went toe-to-toe with the Justice League. We got the mysterious clown prince of crime, the Joker, coming to Blue Moon Wrestling.
There's no telling what someone's crazy as him gonna do in that ring. But do you think Ten Cozy will allow Terry Funk to just participate in this match unscathed?
We know there
That's
is a
a
looming
thought.
issue with those two men. They have a very strong issue with the hardcore legend.
We're talking about Satoshi Kojima and Hiroshi Tenzan.
We'll see what happens. What else we got? What else we got, Chase?
Oh shit! I should have opened it.
Okay, I got you. We got it, a barbed wire death match. The most ruthless man in the history of maybe the known universe. He was diagnosed with a debilitating terminal illness. Cancer is no joke, but he decided that he would lose his heart in order to protect his family. Or was it really about his family? But we know it's about inflicting punishment inside of that squared circle. We got also known as Heisenberg, the most dangerous man in the history of the Southwestern United States, Walter White, former chemistry teacher, coming to Blue Moon Wrestling in a barbed wire death match.
Exploding barbed wire death match.
Barbed wire death match against the most violent man in all of pro wrestling, in Jon Moxley. Who knows what's going to happen there? We know that Walter White is an amazing chemist. Will he cook up something that could destroy Jon Moxley on a Friday night?
If he's got some full main of mercury, he might.
Then also, the invincible, the unbreakable, the
unbeatable.
The unbeatable. The man has been known as the big dog. Now you will acknowledge him as the tribal chief of Blue Moon Wrestling, Roman Reigns, multiple-time world champion, the longest reigning world champion in the modern era, versus the last son of Krypton, the man who, there you go, the man who leads the Justice League that we alluded to before, the man who has stopped trains, has dodged bullets, has caught bullets, the man who's gone toe-to-toe with gods and androids all the same, Superman, in a one-on-one encounter that you will only get in Blue Moon Wrestling. Chase, how do you feel about that one?
Well, it's a man who's never been booked to lose, and it's a man who's been written to rejuvenate the sun. It's no telling what'll happen in this match, but I imagine we'll see some spear spam and some Superman punches.
Absolutely. And the heat breath, the heat vision and the freeze breath versus the punch named after said man. We'll see what happens, but also in the match that I'm anticipating, and one that I never thought we'd get.
Hold on. We're crowning our inaugural BMW Trios champions.
Yeah, the first ever. We have a match once in a lifetime. We got the actual superhero team of pro wrestling, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. They call themselves the Elite because they are the top of the top. As great as you can get in pro wrestling is the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. However, they have never, ever faced a man displaced from time. A man who built a suit of armor with a box of scraps in a hole and a literal god. We have the Avengers, Thor, the mighty Thor, the wielder of the most powerful weapon in all of the cosmos. Iron Man, billionaire philanthropist, one of the smartest men to ever step foot in the history of our great world, and the greatest soldier and my personal friend to ever live, Steve Rogers, Captain America.
Why are you friends with all these people? We're supposed to be impartial.
I can't be impartial. I've been in this business for too long. I make friends and I make connections, Chase. You know this. What we got next?
We got an Assassin Showcase elimination match between when you think Hitman, no one comes to mind more than Agent 47.
A man with no past, a man of few words, a man with a mysterious barcode on his head. Will he cash out inside of our squared circle for the Blue Moon Wrestling 2? Sinister Consequences. But on top of that, from outside of time and out of the Animus, we have the greatest assassin to ever live. There's been Altair de Alahad, that's how you say his name, I can't remember. We've had Bayek of Siwa, we've had Naoe and Yasuke, but now we have the greatest of them all. Ezio, what's his name? Ezio Auditore de la Fuente. The greatest of them all will bring his hidden blade straight to the neck. We shall see how it goes in Sinister Consequences.
But has there ever been a hitman more accurate than Mr. John Wick? But will he have the motivation if none of these four other men have killed his dog? We will find out if he renders sinister consequences upon his opponents.
Also, on top of it, we have the greatest spy to ever live. We have a man of few words and a man that only goes by one name. Bond.
Which one are you talking about?
James Bond.
Because you also just described Solid Snake.
That's right. A man.
You might wonder if these two guys are the same character. Why would someone book them right next to each other? But that's just the mind of Philip Griffin, our guest booker for this week.
Evening.
He don't think.
Also, we have the biggest and most explosive match that you could ever think of to ever take place. These four men will kill each other. We have, as aforementioned, Brock Lesnar, who will before he steps in Hell in a Cell, he makes a little guest detour at Blue Moon Wrestling 2, Sinister Consequences, to face Rage Incarnate. He's the Beast Incarnate, but this is Rage Incarnate. The Hulk, the Jade Giant, formerly known as Bruce Banner, but there is no Banner anymore. Only Hulk. Versus also the greatest wrestler in the history of civilization.
Russia.
Russia just doesn't stop at Russia, just in civilization. This man has destroyed whole civilizations in general, if you follow the canon. We have Zangief of the USSR. Who we got last?
Rounding out we have one of the deadliest warriors to ever step on a battlefield, the Mountain, Gregor Clegane.
I forgot his lore. I ain't seen Game of Thrones in a while. Help me out, Chase.
He skull crushes people.
There you go. He explodes people's heads. The Mountain. There we go. I ain't seen Game of Thrones in a while. Moving on. And
crowning.
There we go.
Our first ever BMW Women's Champion in a fatal 4-way. We have
hardcore elimination match. Anything goes.
We can't do it.
It
broke. We had to retape it. It's a fatal 4-way. One fall to a finish.
Okay, there we go. Never mind. One fall to a finish. We got Becky Lynch, the man. The woman who calls herself the man, who is now a Trump supporter. We got Becky Lynch, who is putting her reputation and her title, not her titles, but her reputation on the line against Jamie Hayter, another lady who's plied her craft in a very different way, a very low-key way, that maybe should be in the position that Becky Lynch is in. But they both have to go through I would say the most iconic female of the fucking modern era. Would you agree? I think so.
Katniss Everdeen?
No, obviously not Katniss Everdeen. Two pistols wielding, unbeatable Laura Croft, unshakable and unbeatable. And also we got that girl from Hunger Games.
Who shoots a bow and arrow?
Who stands no chance? I don't know why Mr. Griffin put her here, but she's here.
But in our semi-main event, which expanded because Sabu got more help, Markeem, your close personal friend Sabu, who did he call upon aid to fight in this battle against the Sinister Six, who are 4 because of the limits of this game?
My friend told me he felt betrayed last week. He wants revenge, and he wanted as many of the Sinister Six that he can get his hands on. He really wanted Octavius to himself, but he knew he'd never accept. So he initially proposed a tag match. But Octavius was like, well, I want all my men to get a piece of you, Sabu. You've disrespected me for too long. So Sabu has friends of his own. He called up the man who was super fucking influenced by Sabu, who modeled his entire career after Sabu, in Hayabusa, the hardcore legend Hayabusa, and his protege, Mr. Monday Night, Mr. Friday Night, Mr. PPV, the whole fucking show, Rob Van Dam. And also,
that's not to mention that Sabu let the 4 spot open for anyone to sign their name on that contract. And it's water under the bridge, as no one other than Spider-Man put his name on that contract.
The man he screwed last week, Chase. Why would he do such a thing?
Because Spider-Man fights with honor, just like Will Ospreay's trying to do, but y'all are dogging on him for it. But
Octavius, I must give the devil his due. He came prepared. He's stepping into this ring with some of the deadliest men he's ever assembled. And who knows where the rest of them are lurking. But he bought his best 3 of the Sinister Six. He bought the powerful and electrifying Electro. He bought the greatest hunter to ever live in Craven himself. And the wild card, who has a very tumultuous relationship with Octavius, Mr. Negative. What will happen, Chase? What will happen?
Anything can happen in an exploding cage match, so plus there's going to be weapons everywhere. It could end very quickly.
How do we get
it might end in a blink.
Who knows? And then we got your main event, the world champion Jushin Thunder Liger, putting his title on the line against the man that survived the opener. Please tune in on Friday night. Sinister Consequences. Blue Wrestling 2 presents.